Dímelo, Corillo, que es la que hay. Este es Darwin Ortiz de Patabajo Halfcourt Podcast. Y aquí en Más Futbol vamos a romper todos los esquemas. De aquí a la luna, baby.
Yo, welcome back to the Más Futbol Podcast, the number one soccer podcast here in Oklahoma City. I am your host, Ricardo Ulloa, and I am here at the beautiful Legacy Real Estate Group. You know what they do. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest in a house, my tia Rosy, my tia Vero, my tío Salvador, my cousin Alex, the gang, they're great, dude. They helped me. It's super easy, and the time is always now to buy. At least that's what they say. But I am not here by myself because I do have a great guest with me today. Super excited to get in with this guy. It's not necessarily going to be a soccer conversation, more like a creative conversation, which I think we should have more. It's going to be one for me to learn. This guy is from Puerto Rico. He has had 2, maybe 3 podcasts, I'm not sure. But, dude, the Patabajo Podcast is at 19,000 subscribers.
Just hit 19.
874 subs in the last 28 days. I saw you post that, dude. Bananas. Halfcourt Podcast, 125,000.4 followers on TikTok with 2.5 on YouTube. And you also have your personal brand with your, your own YouTube. My guy here, Darwin Ortiz.
Appreciate that, bro. Did some research, man.
Yeah, dude, it's one of the things I'm working on, bro. Not winging it, but working on it.
Yes, bro. I appreciate you for having me. It's been crazy to just see you start this podcast because we always been tapped in. Yeah. We finally get to meet, you know what I'm saying? So it's been crazy. And we always stay tapped in. And now you got your own podcast, bro. And I'm like rooting for you, bro. It's a journey, you know?
It is a journey. It's cool to see people that are doing it. It's like for you, for example, like watching you guys do the Halfcourt Podcast, to me, I thought was the coolest. And then having the Futbol Factory platform, I thought, like, dude, that's just like, that's alley-oop. I'm alley-oop for you to come down and
because you already established that over there. Yes. So it's like, it kind of can segue into you doing your own thing. So it was cool, bro. And like, even like I said, man, I appreciate you because you've been supporting the movement for quite a minute. And then I remember that one day you're like, man, I'm going to start a podcast. And I was like, go for it, bro. And here you are, bro. Your episode what?
This is probably going to be 56.
56,
so
bro.
Close
like
to a year already, dude.
Wow. It flies, bro.
Do you remember your first year?
It's it was a learning experience. I mean, I was in my apartment and this was in 2019 and I'm like, let's get this started. I went on Amazon, ordered some mics, and I already had the cameras. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let's do it. And I didn't know nothing, you know what I'm saying? So I was there in my living room, didn't know about lighting that much. I was barely learning it. So it looked terrible the first episodes, but it's a learning process, and you can't wait for the perfect moment. I always tell people that. Like, you just got to jump. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Learning.
You learn as you go.
Exactly.
And
not get bummed out on those mistakes, because I've made so many mistakes, dude. Like,
exactly.
I'll give you one. I was recording with the mayor, and I hit the record button before I hit the record button to record, and I recorded like 10 seconds. And I had no audio. I mean, no video. I had the audio, which is fine, but like the video.
It's that drives you nuts, bro. Like anytime like the framing was out, like or cut my head off a little bit, any little details. I remember we did a podcast. I want to say this was podcast number 7 with a good friend of mine, Toby.
Which one, bro? Because you have 2.
It was Halfcourt. This was like the learning experience, and I was using my laptop. I didn't have like an interface, to record the audio. It was all on my laptop, and I had Adobe Audition. Mm-hmm. And when we're almost done with the podcast, the software crashes. We decide to record it again, and it crashes again. And I was like, oh, my God. So thankfully, it was unfortunate, but the guests understood. So they came back the next day, and we did it again. I mean, we had three of the same. Luckily, it flowed, but it was the same conversation 3 times.
Damn, that's happened.
But it's a learning process. It happens. You know what I'm saying?
That's the worst. That's when I went from trying to do it on my computer and then going to the interface. I was like, dude, why is anybody even trying to do it on a computer? You're just adding more things.
It's a lot. But you got to start somewhere. That's how we started. And then I was like, I remember I told Davey, I was like, bro, let's invest and get the right equipment so these hiccups don't happen. You know what I'm saying? And it went from there, bro. It's crazy. Like 3 years doing the Halfcourt, like. Quite the experience, bro. I mean, we had a lot of guests, and we had a lot of conversations. I learned a lot, so it's been fun, bro. I think the creative process, as the creator economy keeps growing, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? That's something I want to do. You know, so.
Dude, and then like, let's say you like learned and just went through all the errors with the HCP. And then you started the El Patabajo podcast. And then, hold on, let me finish, bro.
Yeah.
You kind of like took what you learned there and then brought it over here. And it just like took off like fire, dude. I don't know, maybe it's more like you doing your own thing.
Yes.
But it's like the first episode, just like, hey, lo voy a calar en español, no sé cómo me va a ir. And you're just going on it. And I was like, all right, here it goes. But you post the podcast on YouTube, and it's not even an hour in before it has like 200 to 300 views. And I'm just like, dude, that's wild, dude.
So that transition was kind of crazy, bro, because people would always ask me from home, like they would write me on Facebook and stuff and be like, hey, when are you starting the Spanish one? And I neglected it for a long time. And I'm like, damn, I'm kind of like running away from my roots. Like it's crazy because I feel more comfortable in doing the Spanish podcast. I feel more really? Myself. Yes.
Okay.
And I was like,
that's your language.
Yes. So in 2021, summer of 2021, I was like, I'm going to do it and I'm going to launch. And I learned by doing 100 plus episodes on the half court, I kind of took something away from me. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to start a Spanish one, I have to use all of that I've learned from doing those podcasts with guests and implement it over here. And what I've learned is, like, it's cool and all to have guests because you learn from them, you get a bit, but eventually I feel like you need a balance if you want to grow a podcast. What I've learned, if we had 50 plus guests, is the numbers are going to be inconsistent, really, because certain people that mess with them, their audience, they're going to tap in for them. They're not going to tap in for you. They're going to tap in, Homeboy is on this podcast. Oh yeah, let's go. And that's it. They subscribe and that's it. That's what I've learned, right? So I was like, how do I come into this Spanish podcast and how do I make them tap in for what I bring to the table, right? And that's what I did. I was like, I'm going to do a podcast that's just going to be about me. It's going to be about the things I like to talk about. So that way, if you want to tap in, you're tapping in because of me and what I bring to the table. Mm-hmm. And I started by myself and I'm like, I'm going to wing it, and I'm going to do it. And first episodes, man, I'm telling you, I was stuttering. I don't even know what I was saying. I was repeat the same thing again. Dude, yeah. But the thing is, like, you just jump and you do it. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And you keep, like, you look at that and you evaluate. Like, I like to, I'm a Kobe mentality guy. Shit, my bad. I'm a Kobe mentality guy. So, like, he was obsessed with the game. So I just try to do the same thing with this whole content creation thing. Like, how can I be better? How can I better the angle? How can I speak better? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of took off from there. And it's crazy because it started with me, and I did like probably 20 plus episodes before like I started. I invited one of my friends and he was like, man, I like this. I was like, you want to be a co-host? Cool. I met one of my homies. Now he's my close homie. I met in New Year's at Fast Star. I met a homie that was Puerto Rican, and he saw this hat and he was like, hey, I'll fuck with that. Mm-hmm. Where you from? And we started chopping it up, and he was like, shit, you got a podcast? Let me be on it. And then he eventually was like, yeah, I like this shit too. I was like, then let's do it. Let's run it. And I put everything on the table, and I'm like, you guys want to run? Let's run. And so far they go every Friday motivated. Nice. And they go in and we just shoot the shit,
That's the best, dude. When you have that chemistry and you have somebody that's going to be there to
But you don't force it. It happens. Like somebody might come in here and they're like, shit, I want to shoot the shit with you, bro. Let's go. You just got to let it happen.
Yeah. Honestly. And the thing about doing it this way, I feel like you started off in a way where you were able to really have your finger on it and listening to what people wanted, and then you kind of like added more to it. How many episodes do you have now? You're almost at 100?
80. 80 is about to drop this tomorrow.
Dude, where's your head at now compared to when you started? Because now you're looking at reaching 20K subs. Is it just...
Man, it's always feet on the ground. Always don't let the numbers get you, because what's there today, it's not going to be there tomorrow. So you always have to have that, and I've been there where when I first started, those numbers were doing good. I was averaging about 1,000 an episode, 1,000 views an episode, and then that went down. It went down to 500. So it was a drastic. I was like, what happened? And maybe the hype, whatever. I used a lot TikTok clips and stuff, and that helped. And then the hype went down a little bit. But I was like, well, at least I know I got the loyal ones, because there was the comments, 20 comments, and it was always the same people. Like, hey, I fuck with the content, this and that. So I was like, okay, but I got to keep going. This is not a numbers game. I got to keep going. This is more of a marathon. And then really, as we kept going, out of nowhere, just this burst of like numbers as far as subs and views. And I'm like, what is this? And this especially when I started like doing more consistently with my co-host. And I was like, what the hell is this? And it kind of shocked me, but I was like, damn, that's crazy. And I'm just focusing on building community. So that's like my thing. And right now it's just like, all right, let's hit this number. Our goal was, I remember hitting 10K. Now our next goal is to hit 50. And then after then it just keeps going. Snowball effect, right? When we hit 50, we had this goal where it's like, as soon as we hit 50, we're going to celebrate it. We're going to jump off a plane. It's one of my fears. So I'm going to jump off a plane. I'm going to do it over there in Puerto Rico.
Get some
celebration.
Content.
Yeah, get some content, shit my pants while I'm at it, and just have fun with it, you know?
Have you recorded in Puerto Rico yet?
Not yet. We're going in February, and we're going to do content off the ass.
Dude,
we're going to do content off the ass. And we're going to vlog. We're going to do, there's some actually content creators that do basketball over there, which is, they go to like pickup games, different courts, and they're killing it. And we're going to do that with them. Collaborations. That's big. But man, it's been a crazy journey, bro. I mean, this has been, a year now, a year and a half, year, 6 months since we started the Spanish movement, the Patabajo, and bro, I cannot ask for more. I mean, when we get them, like I get hit on the DMs on a daily because we have a young audience, and I always empower them, encourage them, like, hey, stay focused. Knowledge is key. Go work out. We shoot the shit.
Speak to him right now, dude.
We shoot the shit, right?
I'm gonna give it to you. You can on this podcast later. I'll give it to you. You can clip it. You can do whatever you want.
Man, I always speak to the youth, and I always tell them like knowledge is key. You know, is the reason why Andrew Tate got banned, and he's very controversial, but he would empower the young. You know, the young people. Sneeko, I don't know if you know who Sneeko is. Sneeko got banned as well, empowering the youth. So it's like they don't want to see that. They don't want, to them like, hey, read a book, go to the gym, eat healthy. And I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell them that. Like I've started meditating and I'm like trying to push that because there's a lot of benefits to it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just keep going, man. Keep going and push through. So it's been quite the journey. And I think what I've learned is you have to use your platform wisely, right? So like TikTok was a big one. I would say probably 60 to 70% of my audience come from TikTok. And it's like if I'm able to push them to go to the channel, because think about it, TikTok is not built for community. It's just built for the quick video, quick right? So I have 200K on the TikTok, but then 18 has merged over, 18K or 19 in this case. So it's like it takes a process. Maybe when I hit 1 million on TikTok, maybe I'm at 500,000 over there. So who knows, right? On the YouTube. But it's just strategizing, bro. It's just strategizing and
getting down to the details, bro. Because I remember we could sit down and just have a podcast talking about anything. But when you have a phone up and you have topics that you want to hit, kind of like bullet points that you keep in mind that I'm going to clip this, I can clip this topic, I can clip this topic. You kind of start to create your own format because you have to be smart about it. You don't want to just come up here and waste your time. And just like, I could put out 200 episodes, but like if I don't reach, it could be nice and be like, yeah, I feel good. I put out 200 episodes. I don't care, but
it's growth.
You have to do a little bit of growth. Even
if it's a hobby, bro. Even if you say like this podcast is a hobby, but you want to reach a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So like one thing that I learned of having, on the half court, having all the guests and stuff is it's always good. Like when you have guests, it's always good to, talk about them, let them open up. But I feel like eventually you have to shift the program. So like the first 30 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe talk about them, what they do and stuff, but then try to implement topics that is going to bring people's attention. Right now. Yes. Because a lot of people, you always got to think about it, right? When you talk and you keep it, let's say local, I mean, it'll
stay local.
It'll stay local. Exactly. So it's like you have to open to a wider audience, right? I mean, no one cares if Jose went to this small school and stuff. Like what are they doing and what is the plans? What are their ambitions? Like that kind of shit is what people want to hear. And then what are some interesting topics? Like here, Mas Futbol, bro, like shit, let's talk about Messi. Let's talk about Mbappe and his whole drama. Like what's good with that? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And football is a big community, bro. Like I'm telling you this and I'm trying to like stay up to date with it. But it's
world.
It's worldwide.
In December, it's going to take over the world. In November,
that World Cup is going crazy. Else. You know what I'm saying? Wow. We'll get to that in a minute. But going back to the growth, you have to think about growth and you have to strategize. So I would look at TikTok and I'll be like, okay, what is popping? What are these conversations? Damn, the first 5 seconds are key to get that. So when I would talk about the topics I like, I'm not doing it for TikTok. I'm talking about the topics I like, but how do I implement that into TikTok? So I'm always mindful of like, damn, if we're going to talk about Mbappe and Neymar, I got to start the first 5 seconds. When I touch that topic, it has to be in the back of your head. Like,
sizzling.
Hey, Ricardo, did you hear about Mbappe and Neymar, their whole beef? What do you think about that? Boom.
Yeah.
And then they'll listen to your opinion, and then they'll time it like, oh, I think he's doing this and that. You just got to think about it. It's just always having that like open like debate. Get the people involved. You know, I like to talk about a lot about NBA. So the way
I've seen you set up Casey sometimes, bro.
Man,
I be feeling bad for Casey sometimes. I'll be like, bro.
Shout out to my boy Casey.
Shout out to Casey.
Man, but you get what I'm saying? Like you have to just like start that debate. That way people can be a part of it. They feel like nah, I don't like his debate. I don't like his, what he said about it. So always think about that.
In that case, like, dude, what do you think about the Thunder with our new pick being injured, man? Are we going to tank this year too? Because Shai's also coming back. Like, what do you think?
So I think that the Thunder are going to tank again because they want to get Victor.
Dude.
They want to get him. Those two towers, if they're able to land the first pick, he's hot, bro. He's hot. He's killing in the G League. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're gonna tank again. What is SGA? Is he out?
I don't think he's out, but he's not as much as the other guy who's out the whole season.
Right?
He might
end
up coming back.
Chet, yeah. So I think they're gonna tank. It's gonna be tough for us again. Another season of tanking, but I mean.
Is Victor the truth, bro? Is he the truth? Is he hotter than LeBron James?
Not hotter than LeBron James. I'm sorry. Like, you got to think LeBron James was killing it in high school. Like
his body, like he was prime. He was like, what can I say?
Just the way he moved, bro. Like he was just so dominant.
Imperfect self.
It's just like Zion, bro. Like Zion in college or in high school was like, bro, go play football or something, bro. You're murdering these kids, bro. Like what?
Literally exploding out of your shoes, dude.
Yeah. So I mean. This kid has potential. I mean, he's 7'4", can shoot like KD. Like, bro, who's gonna guard that shot? You know what I'm saying?
Him, like someone's coming into the rim and he's just like, no.
Yeah, and he just snatches that. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. I think everybody's gonna go for him. There's been a lot of hype. I haven't seen that much hype since LeBron. I mean, it's crazy.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we're on NBA, bro, because this blows my mind, and I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. But if I came at you like Draymond Green did to Poole, we'd have some problems, bro.
God.
We'd have some problems. Like,
bro, Draymond dirty for that, bro. I think, and I said this before, and I'll say it again, I think he shot himself in the foot because this is going to give Golden State the perfect excuse to be like, I'm not going to pay you. Dude. I'm not going to pay you. That max contract that you want now is the perfect reason for me to not pay you. Like, you don't do that, bro. Like, we're teammates. We live, breathe together. Like, we're here. You know what I'm saying? We spent a lot of time together. And for you to throw that sucker punch, that was just dirty.
Was slimy. It was slimy dirty, one too,
bro. Dude. And they're not going to get rid of Jordan Poole. He's a talent.
Bro.
He's only getting better. So.
I've seen him just coming into that.
Just throwing it up come on. He cold. He just needs to improve a little bit more defensively, and he's all right. He's going to be all right. Damn. So
what's Draymond going to do?
Might join the Lakers. That's a rumor.
You think so?
Might. I don't know. He's been close friends with Bron now. Shit.
What if he came into Oklahoma City? He wouldn't have anything to do here. Yeah, of course. Go to the Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah, Lakers, you know.
That'd be wild, dude.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye on that, but that's what I see playing out.
Okay. My last NBA question. I just had it, but it slipped my mind.
Bro, those brain farts.
Yeah. But you just got to go with the flow. Mm-hmm. Regardless, why did you start creating? Like, what made you, like, why? Like, because creating... It's cool, you know. A lot of people might be doing it for the wrong reasons. Other people do it. I'm not questioning why people do it, but like, it's hard. You know, you're putting yourself out there all the time. You're trying something new all the time, and a lot of people probably can't just put themselves out there to try something new, bro. Because you're just always just putting yourself out there. That's not easy. Yeah,
it's not. It is definitely a process, and I started creating. I always had a love for it. I mean, I remember getting in debt. My first camera was a Nikon D3200. I got in Puerto Rico. This was in Puerto Rico. I got a Walmart credit card, and I was like, I want this camera. So I went and got that Walmart credit card and got the camera and started with pictures, and then eventually was like, what can this camera do? And then started recording with the camera, testing it out, and I just kind of sparked it, you know. And I think it's just the freedom to storytell and express yourself. I think with podcasts, that really opened my mind up to kind of find my lane, because I've been through it all. You know, I started doing music at a certain time in Puerto Rico, wanted to be an artist, and then, it just translated into like, oh, I like the YouTube thing. You can make a career out of this. Like, oh shit, let's give it a shot. But always understanding like it's a long journey. Always understanding like, we got TikTok that gives you that instant, like any video can blow up and stuff like that. But it's always thinking long game. You're going to build a community. You got to build a community. You got to, So, I mean, it's just that, the love of it, man. I just love picking up a camera and being in front and behind the camera. And I'm right now just dipping my feet. I got my personal channel where I'm doing, Spanish content, but I'm just shooting the shit, talking of shit I like, So it's just been there. And vlogs might come back again because I was doing vlogs for a minute. So it's just testing the water.
You start vlogging with all the people that are already interested in Patabajo and just might be curious about who's ¿Quién es Darwin? Like, and then you see him, oh, dude, he comes. Yeah, dude, that's gonna rip, dude. Definitely. And then learning how to use your equipment. You've done weddings, like you've done like I've tried
everything.
It's like the process of learning because I've done weddings as well. I've done photography sessions as well, and it's just like you pick up something that you like, and then if you don't like it, you're just like, you know what, I might not go back to that ever again. What are some of the worst things that you've done that you're just like, Oh,
weddings for sure, bro.
You think so?
And quinceañeras, yeah. It's just because I'm not passionate about it, right? So I was like, we did it for a minute. It was a good run. Learned a lot. There's a lot of pressure because anything can happen. Your memory card can be encrypted or who knows, right? Your camera can break or whatever. Just all that stress and just making sure you get the right shots and stuff. I'm not passionate about it. I know people that are out there that kill it, and I leave that to them. You know what I'm saying? Same with like, let's say family photography. I was doing that for a minute too. Just learning and just trying to find a way to make extra cash. But I leave that to the people that are passionate, like Dylan. He's passionate as fuck about that.
Shout out to my guy Dylan, man.
He kills it. That's him. I saw you. If somebody hits me up, Darwin, can you do it? Nope, I got a guy that can do it way better than me. Just knowing your lane. I feel like at a certain point you got to dive into different things, but eventually you have to pick one. Like for me, it's podcasting, content creation. That's
what I was about. Is this your lane, podcast creation? I mean,
yeah, I would say podcast and content creation. I don't consider myself a podcaster. I just like to call myself a creator.
But you're a full-time podcaster, bro. Like
at the moment, yeah, it's crazy.
So what are you talking about? Like you are a podcaster.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it is.
You quit your job and became a podcaster.
Yeah, it is crazy, bro. And I think it's just that, bro. Like I always tell people, yeah, build that community, man. And like I said, always look at it as a business, but always have the community in mind, the people, the consumer, the people that are there constantly watching. So yeah, take advantage of the platforms, bro. TikTok is one that gives you that exposure. And if you can start structuring it out, because like the way I do my Spanish one, I talk about the Latin music industry because I love that shit.
Which is the biggest, bro. Like,
I mean, you got Bad Bunny.
Has so many avenues because not only do they listen to that in Puerto Rico, they listen to that in Mexico, they listen to that in the United States, they listen to that in Spain, they listen to that in Germany, they listen to that in Japan, like, and watching how, dude, specifically Bad Bunny has been tearing it up. I think I had seen the stat that 100% of his previous tour was sold out, and he had generated 200 and whatever mils. That's just mind-boggling, dude.
It's crazy. I mean, you talk about his last concert in LA to close the US tour. I mean, he made about anywhere from 15 to 17 mil just on that night. Like, come on, bro, that's ridiculous. So I like to have it structured out where it's like we start off with Latin music, and then we transition into NBA. And if there's something that I'm aware of as far as football, like I've talked about it like maybe on 3-4 podcasts, but I try to keep up with it. So much to keep up with. So we transition into that. And then after that, we talk about something that's going on around the world that maybe, that catches our interest. After that, we pass on to find a crazy story, a true crime or a theory. And we close the podcast off with our
Sounds email. Like a dish, like you're bringing out. Like
yeah. Like here's our menu.
It's a little bit of
yes, but that's the stuff I like to talk about though. And then I'm fortunate enough that my co-hosts also like to talk about it. So, and then we just ended with our emails. Like people send us emails, kids,
which I think is
insane.
Perfect. Send me your story, and then you just sit there and talk about the story. Like, yo, this guy cheated on this guy.
Yes.
This guy was a teacher. This guy, and then that rips too. I've seen some content like that too, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna blow out. I was like, let's try it out. Yeah, and then people see it and the way we clip it, and it's like the good part, and we're just sometimes roasting them because they'll just send us some outrageous stuff.
Yeah, then you start playing the game of is this real or is this fake?
Yeah. So we just call their bullshit out. And then it's like, people see that and they're like, oh, I want to send my story. I want to be featured. So it's like, so it's a chain. It's a chain. You just got to, and it's working. I mean, I'm glad to give you advice on what I've learned and my experiences. So it's been good.
And you judge the interest by what people comment in the comment section, because they're commenting in the comment section. So how do you figure out like, oh, okay, they like this one, they didn't like this one, maybe more of this, less of that?
It just depends on the story, because some of them it's like, man, it's not really worth it. Like we'll go through one and like, it's cool, we'll give you the advice on the podcast, but it's not worth the clip, you know. So you had to
feel it when you're saying it.
Well, and sometimes we'll glance through it like before we even read it out, because some of them, they don't have their, you know, commas, their exclamations, and you know, and we kind of get lost in it. You just sound like an idiot when you're reading it out loud. So,
but it's not you; it's just how it was written.
That's hilarious. And it's like, no, that's
just
not.
Put them on blast, bro. Just hit their email.
No, we'll tell them. We'll tell them like, bro, pay attention.
English and Spanish.
Use Grammarly. We got Grammarly out there, so if they want to sponsor, hit us up. You know. But yeah, bro, it's crazy.
You mentioned the business side of it. How are you turning what you're doing into the business side? How are you focusing on that for you as a business side of it?
So that's one of my challenges, is like, because I'm doing so much. You know, thankfully, I have my brother. He's been helping me out with the editing, that's huge.
That's one question I was going to ask you. Are you still editing your stuff?
I'm doing my own personal. Like, had time to do my personal stuff on my personal channel, but it's my brother. It's all him.
Really?
And yeah, bro, I need to get a bag, because I want to reward you. You've been killing it, you know. He does the full podcast and then he does the clips.
No way.
Killing it, bro. And I'm like, that's a skill you already developed, because you barely knew about Premiere. Now you're getting the swing of it. So that's a skill you're developing. But right now it's using the numbers I have. TikTok is a big one. So I can use that number and be like, hey, I got this much and I got this much on YouTube, but we have a small community that's growing. And I use that towards my leverage. I mean, that's how I reached out to SeatGeek, and they were like, all right, cool. Here's this. And thankfully, I've been able to, you know, go. YouTube is a little bit, you know, some change here.
Are you monetized? Is Patabajo monetized?
Yeah.
Well, that's been crazy. Congratulations. Hold on, let me hit you with one. Is it this one?
Thank you.
That's huge. That's 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 watch hours.
It's 4,000.
4,000?
1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
And there's some other criteria. Those are the big ones.
Those are the two, actually, that can get you monetized. So work towards that, bro. And really, I mean, it's you'll start off with cents, but hey, that
adds up. Doesn't it? You have one clip that just goes up. What about, I heard they're also going to start paying for the shorts as well.
So I made a separate channel, and that's like, I'm really not really crazy about the channel, but I'm making like regular clips, like, you know, they're 16 by 19, but then I'm also posting the shorts. When I went there, what I did is I have a folder full of like the TikTok clips, and I turned those into shorts. So I uploaded all of them at the same time,
all of them?
had them in draft, and then put the title, schedule them all. So I'm scheduled all the way until November. Now I got to think about that. One clip drops every day, one short, one at certain times. I'm just testing the waters and stuff, but I saw that and I'm like, that's huge.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem with TikTok. It's not paying. It pays you chump change. I mean, you get a clip that goes viral, but you're getting maybe 50 cents off of that.
Or then your clip gets clipped for another page and they start getting...
Yes, I mean, you saw the one that's been... Bro, I cannot tell you how many times people have used that one. The one of the 5 biggest regrets.
Yeah, dude, you're the guy from that one page of the 5 biggest regrets, aren't you? Oh, you're the guy that made that clip.
It's all over the place, and people just tag me and
like you haven't already seen it.
Bro, I've seen it 1,000 times. It's cool. I'm not mad that they haven't tagged me, or some of them do, some of them don't. Cool. Just let them recycle the shit out of the...
Bro, what we're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can report it. I can ask them for money, but whatever, you know? So it's been crazy, bro.
Dude, if you go down to the Puerto Rico, you start making content, you start collaborating, and if somebody comes up to you and says, yo, you want to box somebody for $10K?
Box?
Yeah. Like, you know how all these...
It's a new thing, huh?
The new thing. Are you gonna try to jump in?
I mean, it depends. Well, yeah, I mean, let's talk business. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk business. Let's just get to it. I think that's fun.
Have you seen how some of these YouTubers are going into boxing? And
yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean,
not necessarily the boxing side too, because
it just shows you that the creators are taking over. I mean, you got Logan Paul fighting Mayweather. Like, that's crazy. You know, you got
Jake Paul, yeah.
So it's like, it shows you not only on that, like you just seen you saw the soccer charity game.
That's what
sold out, bro.
I was getting close to that.
What, 28,000 people? Some ridiculous number.
That's insane, and it's cool how they're able to just like use their platform to be able to have some big event like that.
I looked at it and I'm like, what is this? Like that, it looks packed and it looks amazing. Like a legit game. Like it looks. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
And then you got people coming up like speed.
So it tells you that the creators are taking over. You see it with wrestling. You see Bad Bunny got into it. You see Logan Paul again.
I think those big industries are starting to realize that, look, like the audience, if we want to reach a new audience, we have to be able to collaborate with
the power of creating that community and the loyal following and stuff. So I think it's great for the movement. I mean, some people can say like, they're just mocking the sport or whatever. No, they're actually taking advantage of the opportunity.
You've done something like that here where you guys played a basketball game, no?
Yes, it was the Great Runs. It's a league that's run by Nate, and they do like a celebrity game. That was pretty fun. And yeah, bro, I mean, it's a takeover. The creator economy is going to be a multi-billion-dollar industry, bro. It just keeps growing, so it's been good.
What about the creators in Puerto Rico? Like, are there many doing what you're doing with Patabajo, or do you see
They are, but I don't think they're doing the same thing. I think eventually they're going to catch on and start doing it because our formula works. I mean, you tell me I don't have to depend on guests. I don't. It's just me and my boys, and it's crazy because I do see podcasts over there and they depend on guests, and yet they don't do the numbers we do. But there are some big ones over there. There's 2 of the big ones that are killing it, but they most of the time depend on guests. So it's like when we get a big guest, when I get an idol, like if I get to interview Bad Bunny, you know what I'm saying? Like just because. So
give me your top 3.
So Bad Bunny is one, and then an OG. I would like to interview Daddy Yankee because he's the OG. It's a lot, bro. I mean,
you got one more, bro.
One more?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to switch it up. That's not an artist, but man, Puerto Rico has a lot of artists that I want to interview.
What's up with that too, dude? Puerto Rico with artists, dude.
Bro, I think we're born with it, bro. Like. That talent there is crazy. It's a small island, bro, and it's just full of talent. But to give you a third one, man, I got to go with another artist. I mean, I would like to interview Jennifer Lopez. Oh, just because I want to pick her brain, bro.
Yeah, dude. That'd be.
She's done so much. Like, let me pick your brain.
I would too. I'd want to interview
her. Yeah, like she's done so much. So why not, So, yeah, bro. Those would be my 3, but.
Those are good ones, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, bro. So I would say, man, like when it comes to reaching out to brands, you have to build those numbers so that way you have some leverage because it's going to take a minute before they reach out to you. And then you got to start, I'm in the process of working with another brand right now. And like I said, I got the numbers. I got, the comments to me was more important. Like I always look at the comments and try to reply to every single one. It gives me anxiety sometimes.
No, you can't.
I still do.
I
still do, bro. Like at least for the recent videos, I'll go in, hit the newest comments and see what's, and heart them all. And then if one requires a reply, then, but bro, I'm telling you.
If one requires a reply, that's crazy.
Yeah. Cause sometimes I'll be like, love it. I mean, I just hit the heart. Thank you. That's a thank you. You know what I'm saying? But some have a question or follow up with something and, numbers is crazy, bro. I mean, like we got everybody from all over the world, bro. Spain. They'll be like from Panama, from Mexico, from like I'm like, what is this, bro? It's like mind blowing.
It's the Patabajo fever, bro.
Yes, bro. And it's like they'll, like I said, DM me and be like, bro, you've changed my life. Like I see shit different. Like I'm more awake. Like,
yeah, dude, you're opening people's third eye.
Yeah,
or what?
I wouldn't say that, but just kind of making them realize, because like right now we live in a society where like. It's kind of cool to like
follow,
like no, like depression and this and that. It is a thing, but what are you doing to get out of it, bro? Like, I think it's just the state of mind that you put yourself in. Like, just like when you do stuff that make you happy, why not do stuff to get out of that depression? You know what I'm saying?
Like it's nothing you can't work yourself out of.
Exactly. At the end of the day, like you ain't gonna fix anything by just going in your room and being sad. Find things to get out of that. Start reading, start going to the gym, just.
Start doing little things to kind of wake yourself up.
Yes, find a hobby.
Dude, the mind is wild, man.
Yes.
Once you start getting into that, it's just crazy because your mind can actually physically make you sick too. So it's just
exactly.
Like, sometimes people are just so in the hole that, they need help. They need help.
Yeah. So, no, talk to me about you, bro. Like, man, you got this podcast. What have you learned, bro? What's the ride been?
Man, the ride's been crazy. Like you said, learning from the mistakes, that's been one of those that you don't want to kill yourself on. So I started the podcast, man, episode 1 with the guys, the Cube, man. De La Rosa, bro. De La Rosa, what's up, bro? I hope you're doing good, man. He was my first episode. I brought him out to the park. We were doing a soccer tournament with the Futbol Factory at the turf field downtown. It was our footy festival number 3 or 2, whatever. Grand prize of $1,000. That's what we do. And I had the equipment for about a year, and I had this. I had
that's
mics.
So portable. I didn't even know you could have something that small that can get the audio like.
You can put it in your pocket, bro.
Yes.
As long as you're not fiddling with the knobs. I carried this to the state final games last year.
A little backpack or something, right?
And I was going around interviewing. I just had to have somebody record me so I can then synchronize the audio. But dude, this, bro.
Clutch. Got little sound effects. It's clutch.
Bro. Yeah, it's cool. So this has made it completely easy. But I had it for a year.
Yeah.
9 months. And I wasn't using it. So I decided to take it that day. I interviewed De La Rosa, and from then on, my goal was just consistency. It was just audio, but I wanted to make a video. Well, I got one camera. Well, bring your GoPro. We'll use the GoPro. All right. Hey, you had a camera? Let me use your camera. And then I went through 20, and my whole goal has just been consistency.
What keeps you going? Because you're a family man. You got a lot going on.
That's a good question, man. I think it's just watching the community grow, because now it's a lot easier for me to get guests on, but it's also learning from the guests, and then also hearing back from people saying, yo, man, I've never heard from that coach before, but being able to hear him in your conversation, I've learned so much. Like, I had Coach Hampton on, 600 wins, the most winningest college coach in Oklahoma, on the podcast. And just being able to pick his brain and have him tell me about his daily habits and how he started the college program 25 years ago and has been doing the boys and the girls, and how he manages his time off. It's just learning, bro. Learning from everybody. And I bet you at some time, Patabajo kind of seems like out of your hands. Mm-hmm. Like now it's kind of like, maybe to you feel a certain point of responsibility to keep putting out episodes and content, because people are now looking forward to your stuff too. So it's kind of like, it sounds a little bit egotistical to say it like that, but like, you know, you kind of have a responsibility to the people that are listening too. Mm-hmm. But it's been great just being able to see how people have taken the project seriously, because at first I was like, I'm going to put out 1 episode, 2 episodes. And I know in the back of people's head, they're just like, Halfcourt Podcast started one. This guy's just starting one. I wonder if he's just going to start it just to have fun. And then when he realizes that it gets hard,
it's a lot of work and
he's going to stop. And I was like, no, I'm going to stick to this. Kind of like when I bought my drone, the first drone I bought 5 years ago. I at one point said, I'm going to be the best I can be, and I want to be the best. If anybody hears drone, I want my name to run across their head in Oklahoma City. But I've heard like, dude, why are you buying a drone in Oklahoma City? It's boring in Oklahoma City. There's nothing to record.
Make it interesting.
We got no mountains. We don't have anything. And then I thought to myself, because you have to evaluate and see how you can get better. I was like, dude, just pick a subject and make it look cool. And if I can make something look cool in Oklahoma City, boy, when I go to Cancun, that's going to be nothing, because I'm used to shooting in Oklahoma City.
Right. So now you got that FPV where you've been going crazy with it, bro.
Bro, did you see?
Man, you made me want one. I'm like, I just bought a camera, though.
Get one.
I just bought a camera, bro. But that's when I get that paid off, that's my next.
You have to.
I have to, bro.
Dude, this...
it adds so much to it, bro.
I'm going to let you fly it if I have time. There's this motion controller that lets you do all of that.
Is it just one controller? It's
like a freaking video game, dude. You're like
crazy.
A fighter pilot. And in your goggles, there's a little circle that tells you where the drone's going to go if you pull the trigger. If you go down, the circle goes down. And it's like you're...
That's crazy.
And just like that, dude, just going...
How long did it take you to get the swing of it?
For that drone?
Yeah,
because I've had it for a month. It just came out.
You're just like going to these tiny spots, and
I'll sit down on my porch, dude, put the goggles on, and I'll just do laps around my house, throw it under the trampoline.
What's the battery life and speed?
It's like 15 minutes. But for a drone like that, that's amazing.
Good. That's good.
Speed, it can go up to 30, 40 miles an hour with the motion controller.
Jesus.
But if you buy the regular controller and you learn how to do FPV like the pros do, it can go a lot faster, 40, 50 miles.
Are you eventually going to get to that one?
I ordered it, and it's coming here in a couple weeks, so I can do real estate stuff. So I did my friend Driller by the Miller. I had him on episode 23, I think. He does short-term rentals, and I went down there to shoot a video for him. Shot a little promo, and then we did a fly-through video with the FPV. So he's walking in front of the drone, show him your room, fly across the room to the living room. So I'm going to do those for all of his houses.
Drones inside the house. That's crazy. I got to see that.
Bro, it has propellers. It has air guards.
Which is pretty good.
It's meant to crash. It's meant to crash. It's
Okay.
meant to crash. Dude, you can fly that through under chairs, through
No,
the
I've
beach,
seen it.
over the trees. I flew it yesterday at my family party and I put out the video just last night. I was flying through 8 people's legs straight through.
Wow.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Because
Crazy.
you get off and you're just like, that's how I always wanted to fly a drone. You probably bought a drone to fly it a specific way, but you realize that it's really more for shots.
Yeah,
You fly
that
slow.
what the eye can't see type. I think with my drone, it was the same thing, bro. It was like I always wanted to push the limits because I have the small air, and I crashed it a couple of times, got it replaced. But I was always trying to get those like crazy angles, and I'm like, I'm very limited with this drone. And then FPV just blew up, and I'm like, holy shit. And then I see that with the DJI one, you can, because that was the thing that kind of hold me back, is like building your own drone and which one's the right one, and using your GoPro to put it on top and mount it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And then DJI comes out with that, and you're getting the swing of it. I'm like, holy shit,
It's easy.
Yeah, I thought it was this complicated
I don't like telling
thing.
people how easy it is, because that's like one of the laws that I read in the 50 Laws of Power, is like never show people how easy or hard something is. Just make it look easy, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's the skill you have to do, is like putting up all this stuff. It's kind of hard. Going home, editing, that's tough too. Making clips, that's editing, but you have to make it look easy, dude.
Yeah.
Don't let
Because
people know how hard you're working.
you have to put this up and down every time.
Every time, dude.
Man,
But that's
I
a
remember
skill,
them
bro.
days. Yeah, I
Be
remember
positive.
them days.
I can set up a podcast anywhere I want now, as long as I have some power.
Yeah.
As long as I have power, dude. I just haven't told anybody this, but with that new futsal outdoor turf field that they have out there, I want to set up a table like Sneeko used to in the subway and just start asking people soccer questions out there.
Yes.
I just need some power.
Yes. Yeah, you can do it, bro.
Yeah,
you can do it. Where do you want to take this podcast?
Dude, I want to specifically keep the Mass Futbol podcast running, but I don't see, and this is the conversation I've had with Javier, the lawyer. Do you want to create something different, or do you want to just add it into the Mass Futbol podcast? Here I am talking to you about creativity on the Mass Futbol podcast. Should I create a different avenue for that? Should I make it a part of that? Or like, because then you have two different things going on, you know what I'm saying?
I would say just focus on, because the podcast is a long form. So
Yeah.
you can, as long as you get the main point, which is football, implement it. Just do like I told you, like different, like, okay, I'm going to talk about this that I like. And then you just let people know as you go. Because I'll go like, you know, we're talking about this. All right, let's go to the NBA stuff. So that way people, if you don't fuck with NBA, you can just skip it.
That's true.
Oh, we're doing the theory now. I got this crazy theory. So now you know it's a theory. Let's go on to the emails. So you know, like even if you're listening, you can just skip it if it's not your forte.
But what if I record a podcast with my grandma? You know what I'm saying? What if I record a podcast with my son? Is it going to live on the... You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain... Like,
I get what you're
This
saying.
is a little bit of that too, because, you know, soccer's cool, but I want to learn about other things too. So that's kind of like the dilemma that I'm in, you know? And then on top of that, it's not realistic for me to have 2 podcasts.
That's what I was going to say.
I don't have
That's
an
what I was going
editor.
to say. Like then at that point, you're just focusing on 2 channels, performance. How does, like, you got to get one out of the ground first. So I would say focus on this one, and then just give people the heads up. Like, hey, I got my grandma today. We're not going to be talking about football. We're going to be talking about this. And then people have already the expectation. All right, this is what I'm going to get on this episode.
And then you get into other things, like we're talking about modern day things. But I have 4 episodes for the Mass Futbol podcast in the bank. So by the time that this comes out, nobody's going to care about Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole. So, you know, it's kind of like...
That's the hard thing, too.
And people don't think about that when it comes to the podcast. So this one might actually come out, like, during the week as a special episode. Because, you know, you must record episodes that week and put them out that same week, right? You don't have episodes in the bank.
No, I don't. It's very risky sometimes, because if somebody... My co-hosts are like, I can't do it. I got an emergency. Then I'm forced to just go up there and record one by myself, which I'm not used to. Like, I want to do it with my boys. I like the flow, and I can do it. But I like the flow of having bouncing opinions and different, you know, points of views. But I think as you go, bro, because, I mean, you're doing it, bro, and I'm fucking proud, bro. I got to say I'm proud because I see it, and I know what it takes to put this together. You know, a lot of people see the surface, the final product. Oh, shit, it's easy. Let me do one. And then you get into episode 3, 4, and they're like, I've seen people that are professionals at it, that run a social media company and like production company and start a podcast, and then they didn't make it to episode 10. Like, you know.
What's the stat that says 90 or 80% of them don't get past 9 episodes?
I'll give you the
something like
formula. I'll give you. It's up to you to make
honestly,
to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Some Gary Vee stuff. Right
exactly. Like it's up to you. It's how bad you want it. And I always think of Kobe. Like his last documentary.
Let me ask you, dude. Where were you when the Redeem team came back?
Bro.
Was that what you were about to start? Were you
Yeah, I
about
was
to talk
about to
to
start the documentary. Like
That's what I was going to ask you when I blinked a while back. Where were you when the Redeem team happened, bro?
So...
Because they inspired many. Like the Redeem team.
So I was in and out. So in Puerto Rico, I was living in Puerto Rico by the time, but I was in and out. Like I really wasn't paying attention to it. Man. Very crazy. Because I was just so distracted. Yeah. I was just having fun. And I would see it. Okay, cool. Whatever. But going back to the documentary, I'm like, damn, I remember I was doing this, but I didn't pay attention to what was happening. It was cool. But what I got from that documentary was like, on one, they were talking about all the players, like they were in Vegas and you're getting prepped for this whole Beijing thing. And they went out. They all went out to the club except Kobe. So they get into the lobby at 5 a.m. They're all fucking drunk and just ready to go to sleep. And then Kobe's coming down with his gym clothes, ready to go to the gym and kill shit. And they were like, what are you doing, Kobe? It's like, I'm getting ready. Practice is in the afternoon, but I'm getting myself prepared. And they're like, oh, he's different. And it's like, you just got to want it bad, bro. You don't think LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Bad Bunny, they're there because they obsessed about it. And I'm the same way. Like, how can I be better? And I'm like, a topic pops up and I'm writing that down and I'm like, okay, I got to do some more research on this and I got to do this and I got to do that. And like, it's constantly like proving every single day.
Even
just
when
wanting
you're on top, huh?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm on top.
No, but we're like,
but yeah, even then,
who we're talking about, these guys are NBA players about to go to Beijing at the Olympics. Like, these are the best of the best.
Look at LeBron now, bro. Year 20, still wanting it, just like he never had it. You know what I'm saying? 4 NBA championships, he still wants more. So you know what I'm saying? You look at Daddy Yankee, been doing it for so long. Bad Bunny got to the top, but he's still doing stuff that kind of like, oh crap, he's still doing this. Like, oh, he's now doing movies. Oh, he's doing that.
He just finished a tour. He might put out an album tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the way he moves.
And he's about to go to over there, overseas.
Really?
So that's going to be a whole different beast because them people don't play. Them people are buying the tickets and buying the merch and singing every song letter by letter. Like
Tomorrowland with Bad Bunny out there?
Wouldn't be surprised, bro. I'm telling you.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So you just have to obsess with, like, you have to be obsessed with it. That's what it. Study the game and like. I consume YouTube a lot, and then when I'm consuming it, I'm making sure it's information I can use. You know what I'm saying? It's not to consume it, just to consume it.
I've heard some of the people that inspire you on YouTube. How cool is it seeing Casey Neistat making videos again?
Bro, amazing. His way of storytelling, and I was talking about this on my last podcast I recorded, like getting back to the vlogs, because I used to do the vlogs, but now I'm going to do them in Spanish. But like, I want to make sure there's a story told. I'm just not pulling up a camera and recording shit. I want to make sure there's a story, and I think that's where KC excels the king.
It's kind of like, I just now thought of it, flying your drone in Oklahoma. Like, I can fly it anywhere, but pick a subject and make it the best you can.
Make a story, right?
So if I want to be Casey Neistat and I know I'm going to drill a hole in my wall, I'm going to make a video about drilling a hole in the wall.
And that's the story, bro. It's like, I'm like, how does he make a story of like, I need to get to the other side, I need to make a door. Made a beautiful story about that, bro.
Break it down, dude. He made it beginning, middle, and ending. Like, he started.
Yes.
Like
he got his ejected done. Like, you know, I remember there was one episode where his drone fell off of it got stuck on a building. And he had like an arm and I'm like, bro, that's crazy. That was a story, like getting my drone back. So these YouTubers like Logan Paul, David Dobrik, they fucked up the game for vlogging. And I think that's why now vlogging is dead. The only one that can do it is Casey.
Oh, theirs is a little different. Theirs is like...
But they messed it up because they did the daily vlogging and they would do the extreme. Oh, I'm going to throw my Tesla into a pool.
It's just high dopamine, like just one up.
So like right now it's all fast paced and a lot of these YouTubers have literally copied Mr. Beast. And all of their videos are fast paced. They don't even tell a story because they're just so focused on the quick jump cuts, the sound effects. Like, it's insane, bro. I was watching this video that's called the Mr. Beast effect or something, where he breaks down
this pacing,
the pacing,
the
how
at the beginning,
like
and
that's
how the
Mr.
reward
Beast
at the end. Yeah,
he created that extreme shit. He took YouTube to another level. But then you got the copycats that are doing the exact same thing, the exact same energy, and they're just. Boom, 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 and it messes up the game because it's like, damn, like I'm over here like when I vlog, shit, is it gonna be good enough? Like, Is it going to tell a story? Is it going to, so.
It's like, but to a certain degree, it's kind of like complementing your style, because when I used to make a vlog, when you used to make a vlog, you were doing the same thing too. We were trying to make it as close to Casey Neistat.
Yes, storytelling.
I'm going to come out.
Get the angles.
I'm going to get hit with the drone shot coming into the car. And it's going to follow me for a little bit. It doesn't look professional, but I got the shot. And then I'm going to set the camera here so we can, like that.
Yes.
Like to a certain extent, like I understand why people do what they are inspired by, because you have to be able to make your own style. But it does mess up the game a little bit.
Right.
But the best always outshines, dude. The cream always comes to the top. Is that what they say? The cream.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So yeah, I mean, I'm inspired, and that's my whole thing. I'm never gonna fall into I gotta do it that way, like fast paced. No. I like storytelling, and I like going above and beyond. Like I see Casey go outside, put the camera, and then walk out, and like makes it seamless. It's beautiful. One
of my favorite techniques that he does is he will be out and about doing something, but at the same time, he'll make it look like he just walked into his house.
Yeah.
And be like, dude, so
you had to put the camera.
I was running and then I tripped, and then it'll be like him running and then tripping. Like that, like putting one and one together to me is just like, oh, dude, that's
beautiful.
I don't know how.
Masterpiece.
But, dude, it's crazy.
I'm glad he's back. And then New York City, compare the vlogs to the New York City and LA, it's totally different, bro.
Yeah,
he even said it. New York City is the protagonist. I'm just here.
So when you're gonna be in Puerto Rico, you're gonna be doing the same?
I'm gonna vlog it, and I think it's gonna be very interesting because we're gonna be there for almost 14 days. So it's like I'm gonna have a lot of content. I'm gonna vlog the journey. I'm gonna, hit up everybody that messes with the content. Let's link up. Let's do something. Like, I'm just gonna be out there, bro, having a good time.
How do you take care of all this content? Where do you offload it, dude?
Bro, that is so stressful. I have a mess. I have like maybe 5 hard drives, and they're all full, and this one's about to be full, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do I manage all this content? Because I don't want to delete it yet. I don't even know if I want to delete it, but it adds up. I'm talking about an episode. When I record an episode, I have about 100 gigs worth of
content.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
And it adds up.
Podcast, 3 cameras running 4K with the audio.
Well, I can't do 4K, bro.
One a week.
I can't. Those cameras cannot overheat like crazy. Yeah. So I have dummy batteries on mine. So it's like the battery
that can come with
the cable. Yes.
I didn't know they made
yes.
that. Okay, makes sense.
Both. Yeah. So like they have the dummy batteries, perfect for that, and then just 1080p, bro. As long as you have a good lens, you're good. But that 4K can do about maybe 20 minutes at the most until it starts heating up. Yeah, and then it'll just shut your camera down. So I'm like, I don't want to do that. It happened to me. Trust me, trial and error. I was like, oh, wait, it got heated up. Let me turn it off real quick.
It makes sense, because where are we watching the podcast anyway? Or some people don't even watch them. They only listen to them, so you might not even...
And YouTube compresses it anyway, so it's like, just try to make it as... The lighting is good, and if you got a good lens, make the image will look good, so you don't have to worry about it.
So then what's next?
Man, just freedom, bro. I'm looking for that financial freedom because I just want to be able to do stuff. I just want to be able to do what I enjoy and with the people I enjoy. So right now I'm looking to take the podcast. 100K is that goal. Obviously, after we hit that, we're going to go to the mill, and then looking for brands to partner up with sponsorships, and just keep putting my people on and just having fun, bro. Being a content creator. That's it.
Mm-hmm. What other podcasters do you know here in Oklahoma City, man?
So I know Chopping It Up Daily, which is crazy because I had him on the podcast. Shout out to Chop, Bob Boa, Daily Grind. They both came on the podcast. I had chopped it up with him, and he was like, I'm going to bring the podcast back, because he had one and he stopped it and he started doing it again. I know he transitioned now. You know who Season Clothing is?
Yes, I've seen them on your...
The owner, yeah. So they transitioned now.
Which would be sick in a shop, dude, recording something like that.
Yeah, so like he got back to the podcast and he was like, shit, you guys got me motivated. And I was like, hell yeah. So there's them, Alex, the Alexander Taylor Show, you know what I'm saying?
He's up there in the 200s.
A good homie of mine. I love his shit. Because when he talks, just him, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
He got it.
Another guy that was talking about like having to deal with guests and then just doing it by himself.
Yeah.
Ended up finding success doing it by himself.
Yes, it's a balance. At the end of the day, you want to have people chop it up, learn. But for him, it works, and he got it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with me. I can do it. I haven't tried it in English, but I know in Spanish it's just I can hop on a mic and talk for 30, 40 minutes. I mean, it's just.
And it's funny that you brought him up because he had gotten burned out, right? I remember I watched his content too, and he took a break. Yeah. Have you not taken any breaks or what? Not yet.
I can't, bro. I don't see. So the way I look at it, I think they're called. I'm not sure if it was Yes Theory. There was these YouTubers that they put podcasts and they have a show and they're like, they ask him the same thing. Have you experienced burnout? Have you quit? Have you thinking about taking a break? And he was like, no. Do you think these big TV shows take a break? And I was like, oh shit. Sometimes I do feel the burnout, but I'm like, I can't disconnect. I can't.
Think about like your gym. You gotta hit the gym.
Yeah.
You gotta hit the gym.
Have you felt that, like the burnout?
No, I did a little bit around like 30. And then after...
What did you do to like...
It was just, I just took a break. I went on vacation, and around that time I realized that I was kind of getting burned out. But then on my vacation, I realized that I had something. Like, I got a podcast. I'm doing something. And I'm not doing it great. I'm kind of just getting by, because I always was with the philosophy that I'm not going to stress about making it too perfect. Let me just put it out. Let me learn. And then, but at some point you learn the process, and then it comes into like, are you going to keep doing it like that? Or do you want to work at it? Are you going to wing it? Or are you going to work at it? And now I was like, I'm going to work on it. And looking back, talking about it now, realizing that was a few months back, I kind of did work on it. I'm a little bit more consistent, but there's things that I can do to make it better. Whether it's me focusing on the lights, making sure that I look nice. I can't just show up and looking all busted anymore, you know, because, you know, my wife tells me that all the time. You have people following you. Like, you ask people to come on your podcast.
You're the image of the podcast.
Bro, and people are honored to come on and talk to you. Like, take some time to take a shower before you come up here and talk to people, please. So it's like, there's so much that goes into that. But yes, I was at one time burned out, but you have to use that and figure out a way to let it motivate you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could just let that put me down. I'm not going to record. No. We're not going to do that. Use it.
One thing that helped is when we're doing the half court is recording multiple episodes, because some of the topics were good because we didn't talk about what's happening. It was topics that you can put out in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So we would record like 3 episodes in a row. That's 3 weeks. We could take a little break and then focus on
other stuff,
the clips and stuff and other stuff and expanding and this and that. So that's sometimes I think it would be a good idea. But you implement this into your lifestyle and like it just becomes part of your daily, you know? So right now I've gotten to the point where I look forward to Fridays when we record, and I look forward to Wednesdays when we drop. So I'm like, oh shit, Friday's around the corner. Let's get it.
My life revolves around recording. And it used to be around recording on Mondays, putting it on Wednesdays, but basically revolves around putting it out on Wednesday.
Yeah. So for me, Friday works, and then my brother has that 2-day window. I don't pressure him to whenever you can. And if you can't edit, let me know, because I'll edit it. But then he'll either finish it on Saturday or Sunday for sure. And he's already on Monday working on the clips. But that's my goal. I told him, I'm like, bro, I want to get you paid. Like, I want to get you paid.
If anybody's going to get paid first,
you're going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? I want you to do this, because my brother's like me when it comes to mentality. He doesn't like to work for the other person. I'm like, there's got to be sacrifices, but I'm going to make sure, because this is your thing. You're very introvert. So for you to be my editor full time, wake up whenever you want, as long as the job is done, and I've already seen it, so shit.
And you're not making it hard on them either. You're only recording for an hour, maybe. You're not going in an hour, 2 hours. We're about to go into...
Where are we at?
An hour right now.
Okay.
It's still young, but like, you know, people keep that in mind. You're not going to record 3 hours because, you know, when you go back to edits, it might take you 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
And then, like, you can add clips, you can add sound effects. Does he basically put it all out, or is he cutting pieces out?
So he edits the whole thing. So we have the whole episode edit ready to go. And then that episode that's already edited, you put it back into the TikTok format, which is the vertical. Yeah. And then you go, you know,
just chop it.
And you just pick the parts. Boom, boom. And then you cut the empty spaces for the clips. Like if there's an empty, like let's say a 1 second silence.
Hit the W, bro.
Boom. Or there's a you cut that.
Hit the J,
yeah, you cut that. You keep, and then you keep it as fast paced as possible, and add images, make it very, like if you talk about Messi, and you know, put an image of him as you mention him, you know, if there's drama or whatever, or a theory or whatever, you want to make it as visual as possible.
And then add the audio at the end, you know, whatever it is, suspense and whatnot.
Right. And I even like would end it with the watermark, but I've noticed like with TikTok, it's a loop. So I just cut it. Yeah. At the end, when we say our point, cut it. And then it's gotten to the point where before I was a slave to the part twos, because you only could do a minute, and then they expanded it to 3 minutes. And then I would have a part two. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do a part two. Because then I keep them on the app. They'll be like, oh, part two. You know where to go. Yeah, if you don't want it that bad, then I want the people that have the attention span to go over there and consume the content. Because when I do get people over, they're like, damn, I'm glad I came. I came from TikTok. Hey, I'm glad I came. I'm like, welcome. You're going to enjoy this shit. You're going to learn a lot. Take a seat. Exactly. Because that's the thing. They don't realize it because they're young. But TikTok it's good and bad. I would say it's more bad because it's messing up our attention span. It's just, and now all these platforms are copying, and it's all the fast-paced content.
It's gonna mess with people's brains if they're not on their phone getting hit with a quick video that they're gonna like and laugh at every single time.
And then they'll get to your content and they're like, oh fuck.
Not only that, but you can't live life like that. You can't live life like eating a burger every 30 seconds because it tastes good. Because you can't do that.
And you have to like let stuff develop. Stories are gonna take longer than that fast pace. So it's very interesting, and I just tell people like try to stay off of it as much as you can. And I find myself jumping in that rabbit hole because I'm like I want to do some research, what's going on here, but then I'm like let me get out, fuck it, let me just do my own research, keep fuck following the trends. But I'm telling you, bro, I would tell you, bro, take it to the next level, find a structure that works for you. You're a one-man band, and like I said, it's gonna eventually pop up where somebody's like I'm gonna let me tag along. Let me tag along, and it's gonna happen because they see the consistency. They see that you're putting it out there, and I would say, just keep going consistent. Don't take a break, and if you do take a break, do that. Pre-record your stuff because I've a year and 6 months without missing an upload. We talking about now. Now it's challenging because I got a trip coming up in December, holidays, so that's gonna be like okay. How do we map this content out? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be very challenging because we don't pre-record our stuff like as far as piling up. It's all every Friday. So we're going to have to figure something out there. Yeah,
dude, you'll have people following you with pitchhooks if you don't put out an episode, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
That's why I like stacking them up. The only downside is, of course, you can't talk about the live topics, but I have 3 or 4 episodes in. So if I chose not to record, I'm getting my wisdom teeth pulled on Friday. I'm going to be out for a week. So I'm preparing, but maybe throwing in those scheduled ones with some like this one that's gonna go maybe on Tuesday or something. Like you know what I'm saying? We got to figure that out. But that's wild, bro.
Because that's you right now editing, right? You're taking care of all of it, and then the packaging, which is the YouTube title, thumbnail.
Yeah, Canva, bro. Canva comes in clutch.
Yeah.
And then just figuring it out. That's basically it. And now just also on top of that, scheduling guests as well because I don't put out episodes by myself, which I've thought about too once high school soccer comes around because our football factory is a lot of high school groups. So that's what that page does. That page basically just takes scores and it's like a sports center for high school soccer. But yeah, dude, all that.
Yeah, when you do it by yourself, it's a little different because you can take breaks, or if you forget something, you can kind of pause because you can just chop all that up on post-production. So that's what the one thing I've learned is like, okay, if I'm doing it by myself, I'll make sure I got the energy. I got to make sure these topics are hot because it's just me, right? And you make it as visual as possible, put some images, chop up all the empty spaces. But yeah, it's just try stuff, bro. I mean, you're learning, you're growing, so it's like, just try stuff.
So Halfcourt Podcast, no more?
Yeah, bro. I had
it on a pause right now. Maybe?
I would say we're done with it. I told Casey, I was like, we can hop on it anytime we want, but I was experiencing burnout because of the two. Managing the two was tough. One was Wednesday, one was Thursday, and
one's taken off, bro, and the other one is
just and then like so this is the thing that like kind of. With the whole having the guests, and then we transitioned into the hot topics. That's when it started taking off. Like when we started talking about like the topics that we wanted to talk about. So we were like, man, we're not seeing that much consistency with the guests because it's one has this number, the other one has, and it's kind of messing up with our algorithm and the way YouTube is pumping stuff out. It's hard to get into the to please the YouTube algorithm god. So it started popping there, but then Casey had a lot going on, busy man, traveling here, this and that, and he's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I'm like, shit, that's why we're here, that's why we keep things transparent, letting me know I'm good. I understand, bro. Like, I built such a solid relationship with him, and I'm like, I'm passionate, and at the end of the day, it's like at least I got something else that I can fall back on. And I don't want this to ruin our relationship, never, because
it's not worth it.
It's not, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what I'm gonna do, I've learned a lot from the half court, but I want to focus on this one that's taken off, and I have not missed an upload for a year and 6 months. So
it makes complete sense.
And it's like,
honestly,
a huge weight off my back. And now it's like, since my brother now is helping me edit, then I was like, my personal channel, I can talk about stuff in detail with like it can be 15 minutes to 20. I like anime. I want to talk about epic fights on anime. I want to talk about TV series that I watch, which I don't watch that much TV. But, I mean, I watched the Dahmer one, and I gave my opinion on it. It did pretty good. So I was like...
I haven't seen that either, though.
The Dahmer, you know, that, like, just stuff, like, that's... catches my attention. Like, let me just shoot the shit, you know? So, it's been fun in there. I'll just upload the vlogs and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I'm all in, bro.
That's cool, man.
I'm all in.
Cool. You well, just keep it up, man.
Appreciate it.
Honestly, dude, because I love seeing other people create. It motivates me.
Same.
And what does motivate me too is when people come and ask me questions and I give them some feedback and they go and implement it. And even just like feeding off of each other, because I leaned on many podcasts to get where I'm at here. I asked you some questions. I asked my friend at Full of Brown, Tony at Full of Brown, who was a godsend. He would let me borrow mics, all kinds of stuff. And it's just like, we have to help each other, dude. We have to. And I want to see like maybe a gathering of all podcasters in Oklahoma City to be able to just network.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, that's Alex. Like, yo, what's up, man? Like, let me ask you a few questions. Oh,
yes.
Look, there's Tony Fulbright. Let me ask you some questions on how you do it. Darwin, bro, like, why? Why? Like, because we all just have to help each other out. That's one way. Like, if we get one better, we all get better. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to see that. I've spoken to a few people that have podcasts, and I'm just like, what do you think? Like, if we all just said, hey, we're gonna meet up at Bazler's just to brainstorm, just to be creative, just to collaborate.
That would be cool.
I think we all have to kind of help each other out in that aspect.
Yeah, bro. One thing is like you'll notice, and it's the reality, but I mean, your biggest supporters are gonna be these strangers from who knows where. I mean, you're gonna find them as you go. And you're gonna be like, holy shit, this guy's from another state, from another country, and he's, you know. It's very few here local that's going to support you fully. They'll see it, but they won't support it as they should. But you can't let that shit get to you. It's part of the process. And then you have the outsiders are like, oh shit, they're tapping in. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I would focus on, bro, is like expanding that audience and just talk about the stuff you like, bro. Obviously implement the football. If I'm Ricardo, I'm talking about all kinds of football shit, bro. I don't have that much knowledge. I don't know how your knowledge is as far as like the...
Dude, I feel like I don't know anything else. I don't know anything better than soccer.
Yeah.
I played it my whole life. My dad played it. Like, you know, that's...
You're a Messi, Cristiano, who...
Bro, I'm a fan of both. Like, honestly...
No, I'm a fan of both, but...
Messi.
Okay.
Messi. But when Ronaldo was coming up, bro...
Oh, no, yeah. I admire his game. My brother, he's more of a Cristiano and stuff, and I don't knock on him for nothing. Like, it's great.
It's hard work.
Both.
But it's kind of like watching Kobe in his last season. When Kobe tore his ACL and tried to come back, like, that's kind of where I see Ronaldo is right now. As opposed to Messi, who's just pure natural talent. You give him a ball, and everybody holds their breath, bro. Everybody just like... That now we're now starting to see the difference that Ronaldo, hard work, beast, goated. But Messi... he's just from another planet.
So you think if Messi wins it, because Argentina's looking solid. They won probably like the last 30 games. They're looking solid. And you know that Messi has winning that has always haunted him. Like, I need that because Maradona has it. He won it. So I need that. So if he wins it, is he the greatest of all time?
Bro, some would say he is already the greatest of all time.
Without that.
That honestly, the World Cup immortalizes players. Like, you can have a not so great season, but you win the World Cup and you're goated forever. There's players that have Gozzi, who scored that last minute goal against, I forgot who, for Germany and Italy. Whoever was against, immortalized. He's already immortalized before the World Cup comes.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that would just put him on another pedestal. But you're talking about Balón de Oros. You're talking about scoring all kinds of stuff like Maradona, dude. Immortalized.
Yes.
Immortalized.
Yes.
Pelé, immortalized. Ronaldinho, immortalized. Like, Messi's already immortalized without the World Cup, bro.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
Without mentioning the big dogs, as far as Cristiano and Messi, who are your top three?
Dude, for players,
players.
Man, I have to put Neymar up there too.
Neymar is a phenomenal talent.
That guy changed the game, literally. Like him moving to Barcelona and then going to PSG, just like created shockwaves that like kind of like KD did when he moved, bro.
Yeah.
Basically, that's Neymar. I give it to Neymar. I have to give.
What do you think about Mbappe?
Mbappe's good, bro, but
he has a lot of drama though. Like, come on, my guy.
I can respect your game.
Do you think it's his ego? Because it's like PSG gave him this crazy amount of money, and like he thinks he's the big shit because he's the young one.
Yeah, bro, he's the captain of that ship, man. That's basically they gave him
that
the reins.
The ship is sinking though, because I mean,
it's kind of like when you're the captain, bro, but you still got Messi and Neymar behind you. Like, are you really a captain? Like, there's 3 captains here, and then they have the whole South American European drama. But for him to grow, I think he should have left PSG. Because everybody's catering to you at PSG.
They're giving you everything.
And, bro, eventually you want to play in the biggest leagues in the world. Like, they call France a farmer's league. You know, go play in England, go play in Spain. Like, you have to kind of prove yourself. He doesn't have anything else to prove in the French league. He won the World Cup. He's going to be immortalized. But, like, what else do you have to prove in PSG besides just bringing them a Champions League? You know
There's a new rumor that came out that they asked him to leave, like in January.
I think he
should. He should. If he wants to.
The rumors are starting, huh?
Yeah, and he should. I mean, I kind of find that crazy when he missed a penalty and he asked Neymar, "Let me kick this penalty." Like, bro, you just missed.
Yeah.
Give me my shot now.
That's some balls, bro, to come up to Messi and be like, "Let me take that."
Yes, and then like they were like, "No, bro, you got to respect these ranks." You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you great, you're the future, but you got to respect, bro. Like. Fucking Luka can't come and be like, "Hey, LeBron, this is my league now." Nah,
not yet. Not yet. But Luka's cold, man.
He's cold. He's one of my favorites. Him and Giannis, they're the future, bro.
You think so?
They're cold, yeah. And I think Giannis is winning.
You don't put Trae Young up there?
Trae Young, he's in his own league. Like Trae Young is kind of like, I feel like he's stepping Steph Curry's tail. Like I'm right behind you. I mean, but you talk about Luka being this player that can bully anybody from the 1 to the 5, just the way he's skilled. He's not the most athletic, but bro knows how to work.
Would you say Luka has the it factor that it takes to win a championship over Trae Young?
Yes, bro. I mean, you talk about he destroyed the Clippers. Then he destroyed the Western Conference champs, which were the Suns. Single-handed. Like, come on, bro.
I thought Devin Booker was going to get it, but...
He's cold.
Like, you won't give it to Devin? When Devin Booker, he's overrated. When the Suns, you think he's overrated? Because they tore through the playoffs too, but
he's overrated because he doesn't have that leader factor. I just feel like you have a vet player with Chris Paul,
and then you lean on Chris Paul, who has the leader factor, but something happens.
But he's already old. He already knows what he has to do, right? Yeah. So Booker being the young buck, he has to carry the team, and he doesn't have that leadership. I just don't see it. I mean, they got wood by a Australian team, which. I get it, it's a preseason, but you got to go out with a fight. It's not just going to get your butt whooped, you know. So Luka would never. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's the NBA right now is in great hands. There's a lot of talent. I'm excited for this season. I couldn't tell you who's going to win right now because it's just up. It's up there, bro. Both conferences.
Did KD end up staying in New York?
Yeah, they did.
As did Kyrie?
Yes.
Damn.
But I want to learn more on the soccer, like especially like the European League, because man, my fans, they love that shit.
They love your soccer.
They love like we talked about it, and we talked about the whole Mbappe stuff, and they were like, "Y'all don't know what y'all talking about, but
you guys are onto something."
Yeah, y'all should. We were just saying dumb shit, but we were like, I want to tap in. Like, what's a good? And I found a YouTube channel. It's Cracks Futbol.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
They're like, they go straight down to chase news style. Like,
okay.
Oh, this happened here, this and that. It's like a 5-minute video, and that's all I need. I want the fast pace. Give me
some ammo.
Yeah, give me up to speed. You know what I'm saying? And now it's perfect. Where do you consume your?
Dude, that's a good question, man. I just watch, and I can see a picture on Instagram and then hang on to it and then just come in. Like, all I have to do is just bring it up to you.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, I seen that Mbappe was with the chick that might be a dude. Like, what you think about that? And then you just start going off, and that's just kind of how my brain works. I don't know. This writing down is helping, but I do need to prepare a little bit more.
Yeah.
I do watch some soccer podcasts, but sometimes the conversation with the interviews, sometimes our conversations don't go there. But I do need to format it to where I talk about modern day events to kind of hook people. But the basic format has always been, I'm going to introduce myself, the podcast, yourself, you're going to introduce yourself, and then we're going to jump right into what's the most interesting part, what you're doing right now. Because that's why I have you here. Right. We can peel it any way we want, basically. That's the free form about it. But you brought up a good point when we were talking, is like, when you talk just yourself, like you can hit those modern day things that you can't do with the guest. With the guest, it's kind of like, I'm hoping that you're going to, you know, produce something pretty good for, not produce, that doesn't
No, it's hit
right.
or miss. It's hit or miss because some guests have the part where they can pivot off of certain other topics.
Yes.
And some of them don't talk too much, so you have to get it out of them. Like they're hit or miss. Like you really don't know unless you know them. Like, oh, I know this person. I know he's going to give me a good episode.
Yeah.
So it's hit or miss, and
That's the problem with the interview. But I like being able to sit down and talk to people, interview people, have people get to know you, and then using that network to bring on other people. Because I've had college coaches, I've had college players, high school coaches, and that's all just a network, dude. And who's not to say, like, I might get the OU coach in here, the OSU coach, the leading goal scorer for OSU, you know, and that's huge.
But that's the beautiful thing. You can like do the guest, and then there's another part where it's just you talking about the hot stuff.
Yes,
and then you start getting comfortable with that, and I think that's another way for you to develop like your communication skills, just talking to yourself, talking to the camera and to the audience that's watching it, you know. So I would dive into that, just start structuring it, and you know, communication
skills are huge.
The day that there's not a guest, then you can just, I'm gonna do one by myself.
Shoot the shit in front
of the camera.
That's hard though.
I did it once,
trust me, man, and I bombed.
You know, there's a lot of pressure, right? Because it's just you, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you get the brain fart. I just forgot what I was gonna say, but
and then you start getting the pacing.
It's editing, bro. You can you can take a break and be like, wait. Oh, did I say this wrong? Let me say it again. I've had to repeat myself multiple times.
I don't want to do that.
I mean, I think if you really want to take your content to the next level,
I understand.
I would find a flow for it.
But this is so easy. I'm not going to cut anything.
No,
I've done this, I'm not going to touch it.
I will give you that I think having a conversation and it flows and you don't have to cut nothing. That's
when I was in front of the camera, dude, I cut everything.
Right, everything. But yeah, and it's a little more time consuming. But at the end of the day, it's just like, are you going to run away from the challenge?
No, I need to. You're right.
What I would do, I mean, I would start, you know, if you have a whatever budget you have, just look for a small like intern, a young buck that's willing to make some extra cash and help you edit, because that's going to free up some time, bro, where you build this relationship with them and you're meeting up and like, let's see how's this going, boom, and like pay them on a weekly or whatever. And
how hard was it giving your brother the editing? Because you have expectations and you have your way of editing it, and then maybe watching him, even on a workflow basis, everybody workflow is different. Like how was
so the process was pretty. I had to do it because I was like picky of my own editing. For the longest, I would like say, I would even tell AV, I'm editing it. I want to do it the way I want to. So he didn't edit for shit because it was me. I wanted to take the whole load. But then I was like, if I want to grow and expand to other things, I have to let go of this thing. And there's some hiccups here and there, and it drives me nuts, but it's part of the process. He's learning, so I can't beat him up for that. So now it's just spot on, bro. Like I have you got to do this, add this or add that. Spot on. It's a process. It's going to take a couple of times, and he's going to get it, but he can do he can edit an entire podcast within 4 hours or so, you know, so it's worth it. It's worth the time, the investment. And if you want to keep expanding, bro, eventually, whenever you feel like, all right, I'm into this point where I want to focus on the content, I want to focus on the topics, I want to focus on, you know,
what are some podcasters that are you looking at that you're just like, I like the way they do that, let me try to imitate that? Is it Impulsive? Is it Rogan? Is it like...
Nah, I wouldn't say imitate. We just have our own lane, but I do watch, depending on who Joe Rogan has, you see he can have a great conversation with anybody. He's very...
Which is a skill too.
Yeah, which is a skill. Crazy. But I watch him from time to time. Right now, it just depends on the guest, really. The Impulsive, I can tell you the same thing. Logan Paul's under a lot of fire right now, especially, you know, the whole Puerto Rican situation.
Dude, what do you think about that, dude? He has some nerve. I mean, I'm not from Puerto Rico. I don't know the deep down of it, but from the outside, not knowing anything, I'm just like, bro, you got some nerve.
He's
coming into Puerto Rico, and then you're gonna blast the
artist that is bringing
and the Saint right now. You can't like just trash the guy that's putting Puerto Rico on the map like that. Like you just put
it backfired on him, bro. So
tell me exactly what happened.
So Bad Bunny does this music video. The song is called Al Apagón, that talks about the whole, you know, electricity
what's
shortage.
going on. It has the reporter on there
Right.
with their own moment too. So which is brilliant, using your platform to be able to.
It was genius. He turns that music video into a documentary talking about the situation. One is the electricity company. They're garbage. Every time there's an outage. Two is like, then you have the Act 22, which encourage the outside people to come in and take advantage and get a huge tax break. So what they're doing is they're buying these buildings and kicking people that lived there for years out. And
Public
it's like,
beaches
that's not
private.
Yeah, that's not how you take advantage of this act. If you're going to take advantage, make sure you don't interfere with the people. If it's to bring it like money in, like, but they're doing it the wrong way, and we're like, no, we can't let this shit happen. And Bad Bunny's using a platform, and there's this reporter. Her name is Bianca Graulau, and she's amazing. She's been reporting on it,
tearing it up on TikTok.
So so instead of like Logan Paul reaching out to her, because she's been reaching out to her, like him, for a minute. And he's like denying it. But now he jumps on the Philip DeFranco show to be like, oh, I'm a victim. He's taking advantage of the program. Like,
look at all the money he's making, and he's not getting taxed. Like, bro, that's exactly what you're doing. Like,
and he's Puerto Rican. He's born and raised there. He came from nothing, bro. Like, come on. So the fact that he just played the victim, like, I lost the little respect I had for him. Honestly. I lost it because he's like, oh yeah, I donated $25,000 to this charity. Bro, that's part of the Act 22. Oh, I'm an ally. Yeah, you got right. If the act goes away today, you're the first one moving out. So he's just full of shit, and he just showed his true colors. And I mean, the way he wants to solve this and be an ally is to get the fuck out and become a voice and be like, we're using this act the wrong way, and that's it.
Because but all that you take, you have to give back, bro. Like, if I've heard someone say that went to go like live overseas, they were working overseas, and she said, you know, we have to keep in mind that we're taking a lot from this. We also have to give back.
Exactly.
And that just looked bad, bro.
And with good intentions, not just because you're forced and you want to look like the good guy, you know. So yeah, bro, it's a lot of bullshit, but
it is a lot of bullshit.
His shit is coming, but you know, as far as podcasts, I mean, like I said, it just depends on what the topic is. Because now you're talking about, I'm going to ask you this, like, how many podcasts you think there's out there right now? Just throw a number.
Man.
A random number.
I want to say millions, bro. Tens of millions. I think there's a lot of podcasts out there. Like, more than we know.
Last time I checked, it was 4 million.
4 million,
yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I'll get recommended certain podcasts, and depending on what they're talking about. I like finance. I like, you know, entrepreneurship. So the Graham has a good one. They talk about a lot of finance.
The Iced
Coffee. Colin and Samir are one of my favorites.
Those are great, dude.
Yes, a creator economy. They're doing it great.
So it's been good seeing Mr. Beast on these platforms, dude, because that guy has so much freaking knowledge. And even seeing him be a person, be a human, kind of makes me like him a little bit more. That guy is full of it, dude.
He helps you. He'll give you like, do this, do that, and he's just as obsessed. Like, he's a Kobe mentality guy. Like, like, how do I, like, being him is stressful. Like, I could not be him, because it's just like, bro, you've pushed the boundary. What's next? And you got to beat that, and then you got to beat that other video. Like, oh no, there's always good to improve, but shit.
But dude, not only videos. He's not only killing it with his YouTube.
Everything.
He'll sell you some chocolate.
Yeah,
he'll sell you a burger. Have you had a Beast Burger?
I haven't.
Dude, try it.
They're good.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the big, kind of sloppy, kind of Carl's Jr.-ish type. Not like an In-N-Out or anything like that. It's nice, clean. No, it's kind of like a big. Like,
where did you try that?
I forgot. I don't know if it was in Texas or somewhere.
I can guess it's Texas.
But
like,
it was. I liked it.
State.
I was kind of like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
But not only that, like the chocolate, the one that I thought was brilliant was the translation.
Yeah.
Where he interprets his YouTube videos into the biggest languages in the world. And on top of that, like, people don't understand that he doesn't have to, he has the video in the bank. So now he has a business that hires the top actors in that country to voice act for them.
Yeah.
And just makes money on top of his money. And he said, this is such a great idea that if Darwin wants to do it in Mandarin, you can get my services, and we'll have the voice actor for Goku be your voice actor while you're watching the video.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, dude, these guys are just so insane. And it's just, like, brilliant. Yeah,
But you hear him, like, I don't have a day off. I just go with it. Like, I don't have a set day off. I just, like, okay, today I'm going to take a break. Then I'll take a break. But for the most part, I'm working nonstop.
There's Steve Jobs' schedule, bro.
Yeah, so I admire him very. Like I said, I love watching all his interviews, because it's just like I always get something.
Something, right?
Yeah, so killing it.
What top anime?
Anime? Ooh, boy, you put me on the spot.
Bro, check this.
Oh, shit. That's Goku?
That's Goku
and Gohan.
I told my 4-year-old son, I was like, look, puppy, that's you. And that's
Bro, you trying to turn this into a 2-hour podcast?
What's up?
Bro, it's hard, bro. Because I was always a Dragon Ball Z. Like, fuck all the rest of the anime. I'm not watching it. But then I tapped into Naruto. So right now, I just finished, like a couple of months ago, I finished the first season or the first edition of Naruto. Now I'm in Shippuden.
Bruh.
I gotta tell you, the story is fucking amazing.
Bro, yeah, taking it from Naruto to Shippuden, even the first.
Oh no,
30,
yeah, for sure.
Even the first Naruto is great, but
Shippuden is like, so like
it'll make you cry, bro.
How
many times have you cried?
I get attached to these characters and the story. Like that's what I would tell people. Like Dragon Ball Z has epic fights, like more epic fights, but the story on Naruto is just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
I like to say it like this, bro. Dragon Ball Z carried us here.
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z. It's like whenever you see the picture of the campfire and you see little Tanjiro, little Deku, little Bleach Ichigo, you see little Naruto, and then it's Goku telling people a story. Yeah, like
That's
telling
it.
them like
That's
he brought
it.
us into this like new era. And I did all that, bro, because I have a special place for Dragon Ball Z. But I understand now that if you go into Dragon Ball Super with high expectations, you're not a real Dragon Ball Z fan because you know exactly how every arc goes. Villain comes in.
It is kind of
takes out the two superheroes. They come back. They get him down. He powers up. And then the worst thing, bro, the worst thing that I hate about Dragon Ball Super, I don't know if you're keeping up with this, but I hate seeing this Sasuno Goku come out like Sasuke's power-up level. Like he just, have you seen that? It's
I haven't.
The new episode, like the new arcs, the past few one, Goku gets like this
manga?
energy and he comes up like a freaking Megazord from Power Rangers.
Oh, no.
It's like, how can you explain that, bro? Like I was just wrapping my mind around Ultra Instinct, but now you have Naruto style like power-ups coming back.
I think with Dragon Ball Z, they're at an interesting spot right now because I feel like I just watched the last movie, which was Superhero, and it's literally the Cell Saga, but in a movie format. We get the same Gohan transformation, but whiter hair, and we get a Super Cell Max, which is a robot. I was very disappointed. Love the movie. Don't get me wrong. I love the animation. But I'm like, you're literally giving us the Cell Saga.
Yeah.
What is this? So it tells me that I think Dragon Ball Z, the franchise is...
They're running out of ideas, bro.
They're running out of ideas. They're burnt out. They didn't think this was going to be as big as it got. And because, I mean, you look at Frieza's transformation, and it used to be creative. It used to be like you get the small Frieza with the little horns, and he turns into this monster with the big head. Then he has the big horns. Then he goes back to the white form, and then the bigger white form, and then now he's gold. And now from gold, he's now black.
Now he's black, bro.
But it's the same transformation. Ever since the white, you go now from gold and now black. And what's next? Purple? And then... Like, there's no creativity behind it. Same with the Super Saiyans. I mean, we got Super Saiyan 1, Goku, 2, perfect. 3 was my favorite. Holy shit, the long hair.
I like 4.
You know, the 4 was creative. You know, you have the red chest and, like, the black hair. And then after that, they were like, we're going to do the red one, same hair. Blue one, same hair.
He goes back
and
to
then
black.
Now the white hair with the Ultra Instinct. Like, come on, bro. Like, we can do better.
And some storytelling too.
And it's the same thing. It's Goku and Vegeta, which is like, now I'm so attached to those two characters. If you try something different, I'm gonna be like, bro, this better be good.
And then the power scaling is so off too. Like if a bad guy comes and we see Gohan, Krillin going for it, we're just like, no, like
But it's so confusing because then you have the two, and it's always Vegeta trying to beat Goku, and then when he gets there, Goku finds something
every time.
And it's like,
no respect.
Then, okay, the Ultra Instinct was supposed to be this super crazy power. But then there's superheroes like Jiren that put up a fight, almost beat Goku, and it's like, well, then what's like, you know what I'm saying? Beerus is like, oh shit, he hit that. Like, damn, he mastered the Ultra Instinct. Like, holy shit, he's more powerful than me. But Jiren almost beat his ass.
Before Jiren, we were tripping about Hit. Like, dude, Hit's freezing time.
Yes.
And like powering up. So yeah,
it's like, man, y'all got to start switching it up. Y'all got to start finding ways. But with Naruto, bro, it's like anybody can die. I mean, I just witnessed Master Jiraiya die.
That's what I was gonna ask
against
you, bro.
Pain.
Like, bro.
I'm like, bro,
talk about crying moments,
Pervy
bro.
Sage, no, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a character I'm attached to.
Is that where you're at right now?
Yes, like they just found Pain's body, one of his bodies. They're at the Leaf Village. They're studying him. But I'm very disappointed because my favorite characters from Naruto is Itachi and Kakashi.
Yeah, cool.
And I'm over here like, oh man, I hope Itachi and Kakashi face off, or Sasuke, and that fight is epic. It wasn't that great. I was very disappointed.
You didn't think the Sasuke and Itachi fight
it wasn't that great, bro.
The beginning was cold, bro. When they're sitting there looking at each other, and then Sasuke comes up and stabs him.
Yes,
and he's just
I'm like,
that part was the sickest, bro.
And then when and
then you realize whenever he brings down the dragon and then gets his brother, that if he would have done that in the beginning when he wasn't stopped by what's his name. Bro,
yeah,
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, bro. He was about to take this crew out.
Bro,
it's good, man.
Because you got Itachi with the shotgun gun, and he's like this, like, oh, this guy is fucking crazy. He looks amazing. I'm like, this guy. And I remember in one fight, he was about to fight Kakashi, but it was like a mirror image. You know, when they were, I think they were looking for, what's his name? Oh, they were trying to rescue Gaara.
Okay.
You remember, right, like Kakashi and Itachi and Naruto, all of them were there and they were about to battle, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna get good. And it was a little disappointing. I'm like, fuck, I wanna.
Yeah, dude, you got some high standards then, man.
Bro, I do. Like when they when I heard that like Orochimaru wasn't ready to fight Itachi because he thinks he's not strong enough, I'm like, holy shit! Then how strong is Itachi?
This is why I think Itachi went down on purpose, bro. Itachi was not going to get beat by Sasuke. No matter what Sasuke did, there's nothing he could have done. That's why I think a little bit of Itachi kind
of...
Brother,
let me help my little brother out.
Honestly.
Give him the power. Let me give him a little bit of power.
When we learn his backstory, I kind of just makes sense for him to just be like, you know, like, you were able to do this to me, I think you're all right. So just go on. Because that guy did it all, dude. Like, the story about how his friend, that chick friend, like, he went off and killed all of his clan, but he put his girlfriend or whatever in that stage and let her live a full life with him before he ended her. Like, those stories that they have in Naruto get replicated in Dragon Ball Z.
Crazy.
That's why we have to take Dragon Ball Z for what it is and just be like, take me on a ride, bro. Let me see another superpower. Let's see how far you can take it. But, you know, Frieza, I wanted to go back with Frieza. Frieza Black, it's all right. But his brother, he's cooler.
They bring back Cooler?
No, you didn't get the joke,
bro. Oh, get out of here, bro. I was like, no, don't tell me they're bringing him back. Which I kind of find it funny that they named them Frieza and then the other one's Cooler.
He's cooler, bro.
Wow.
He's just cooler.
But I couldn't tell you right now as far as top 3 because right now I'm getting into it. Like, I'm finishing Naruto, but I did start season 1 of Demon Slayer. Fire.
That's that new animation. You want to talk about quick hits of dopamine? Demon Slayer, bro.
Demon Slayer, and then I also watched season 1 of Attack on Titan. Very dark.
Bro, Attack on Titan gets a little weird for me around season 3, but if you stick around and get to season 4, your mind is just gonna get blown. It's kind of like, have you seen Death Note?
I have not. I've like I'm said, I'm tapping in right now, and I know I got a lot.
That one's 38 episodes, bro. It's short.
Okay.
It's short. It's not that great. The one that I like is One Piece, bro.
One Piece, it's a lot of fucking.
You want to talk about a lot?
They've been on for a minute.
Goated though.
My co-host says he loves Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter is good too.
Yeah.
You can catch it on Netflix. And that's a quick one that you can, it'll take you like 5 episodes to get hooked, but when you get hooked, one of the final bosses are just OP'd out, bro. And that one, the way about that one has a good way of telling a story where it follows that little kid. He's the main character, but then it kind of tears off and follows other characters. So the story building on that one is great. Not like Dragon Ball Z. Demon Slayer is great. But you have to have a story, bro. Yeah. One Piece, goated, bro. Yeah, that's top.
That's your top. What's your top 3?
It has to be Dragon Ball Z for what it's done, One Piece for what it's doing because it's
still
number
going.
1, and the third one, man, that's tough. I have to give it to a new school. I probably give it to. It has to be Attack on Titan. I was gonna say Demon Slayer, but it has to be Attack on Titan.
I'm still in between. As for what I've watched so far, like. It's a tough one. Like, I have to watch it fully and see, like, which one.
This is like butterfly effect, bro. You're not going to get it until the end. Honestly. Once you get to the end, everything that you've been watching gets answered, bro. Everything. Like, I want to be able to tell you, but, brah.
Telling you, bro.
I don't have these anime talks. You know who I have anime talks with? Josh Garcia.
Oh, yeah.
Soccer player?
Yeah.
That guy, dude, he's a bank of...
I'm telling you.
That guy's...
That's the stuff I like to talk about. A little bit of everything, bro. And it's like, I have the urge and itch, and I know I got the podcast, I can talk about it. And I know people are going to chime in and be like, oh, yeah, this fight or this character is called this if you forgot. And
it's on Goku, not Goku.
Yeah, for sure. Like...
What's the best fight that you've seen though?
So Dragon Ball.
Just all of them. Out of all of them, I'll give you mine if you need some time. Whenever the Boruto came out.
Boruto. So give me your take, because I have like mixed. Some people say it's good. Some people say don't waste your time.
Bro, don't waste your time on the anime. Read the manga.
Okay, because some people say it's not that great.
I've heard that the anime is like 75% filler, bro.
Yeah.
75% filler. Shit. And if you read the manga's getting good, but it's kind of like, it's not going to touch Shippuden.
Yeah. Shippuden is GOAT.
You can't touch Shippuden.
That story is just...
And maybe we're judging it too soon, because seeing where Shippuden is now, or where you see Shippuden is now, like there's a lot of things that had to build up to that. And I think we're still building up to the best moments of Boruto. But now they got like technology and with the ninja stuff. So now it's kind of like they can do anything with the technology. And that kind of takes away from what made Shippuden, bro. Yeah,
because anybody can die. Then nobody's immortal. So it's like, and once you die, you're done. You can't get no Dragon Balls. Like, we're going to revive you.
Which ruins the Dragon Ball Z. And that's kind of where Boruto's at. Like, people can die and they can kind of be brought back. They could kind of in Shippuden. But... yeah, that's you'll figure that out, bro. I don't want to ruin anything, bro.
What are the fights? What are the crazy...
Dude, watch whenever Sasuke and Naruto fight
again.
Fight the demon from Boruto. You haven't seen that, have you?
No.
Bro, this is some choreography. I'll show it to you after we get done recording. But that's hands down one of the best fights that I've seen. So I
think... I saw a sneak peek, and that fight looked crazy. And I was like, I'm going to log off. It was on Twitter. It was Obito versus Kakashi.
Ooh.
I was like, what in the... It was like a 2-minute clip, and I'm like, I can't wait to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
One fight I would tell you that was kind of really good was Super Saiyan 3 versus Janemba. That was at that moment where like Goku's shooting at him and he's disappearing.
Digitizing.
That fight was epic. The Vegeta Majin Buu and Goku, that was epic.
I gotta give one to Lee and Gaara. That first fight in Naruto. That's the first fight that you were just like, this is goated.
And the Sasuke and Naruto one at the the big statue in the water, like that was like, holy shit.
You need to finish Shippuden as soon as possible, bro.
I like I said, I like where it's going. I'm finally glad that Naruto's getting stronger. Sasuke looks like a G.
Mm-hmm.
He just captured the 8-tail, I think it was, with his squad. So it's looking good. Like, it's looking good. And then the Akatsuki is... Now they're going to go for Naruto. That's the only... So it's like...
Bro,
it's a lot going on.
When you're put in those situations, you're just like, how's he going to come on top? When Pain's moment comes,
bro, with the... What did he call it? The Renegon?
Yeah, something like that.
He looks OP.
Basically controls other beings, and there's more stuff that you're gonna cover. But after that, bro, when you find out, after the Obito fight, when Madara comes and he's doing his thing, bro, and then I heard this rumor that anime was supposed to end at a certain point, and they kind of just like said, we're just gonna, like after this Jiraiya arc that you're watching, after Pain and all that stuff gets settled, I heard that's originally when that anime was supposed to end. So everything after that is kind of like, and you'll probably pick up the vibe. It's kind of like, I don't want to say GT to Dragon Ball Z, but it is a little like, cabrón, this is a little extra, but it's all great, bro. But look at it through that lens. Like, this is technically the ending of Shippuden, but they just added on to it. So
yeah, man, props to the creator, because you have to have a brain for that shit. That story is beautiful. Just because each character has their own story, and they just, like, how the hell? Like, you don't see that a lot on Dragon Ball.
Dude. Have you seen when, what's his name's sensei passed away? El que fuma el cigarro?
Oh, yeah, Asuma.
Yeah. His death was bad, bro.
Yeah, because he was attached to Shikamaru, and, like, I kind of saw it in a sense, because it's like, Asuma is showing up a lot. And I'm like,
they're making me care a little bit too much
they're making me,
now.
And he's all of a sudden bonding crazy with Akamaru. So I was like, or Shikamaru, and I'm like, oh shit.
Red flags.
And then I'm like, I can see this. Yeah, it was pretty intense.
That fight was good too. Shikamaru against that one dude though.
Yeah, that fight, because that was the first time I was proud of Naruto, because Naruto's always the impulsive. That's what I hated about Naruto. Now I'm liking him more. I was like, man, fuck Naruto. He's always impulsive, not thinking. Kakashi has to be like, hey, let's strategize, chill out, and then he gets there and saves Kakashi's skin, and I'm like, oh shit, look at him G'ing out, and then Shikamaru's over here handling his own. I'm like, because I'm like, I got to the point where I was like, is that all he can do? The shadow jutsu possession? Like, is there anything else you can do? Like, but he's a strategist, so it's like, makes sense. Killed it.
Bro, you have no idea what you have in store for you then, dude.
I'm excited.
You're ready for the best.
I watch an episode 1 or 2, maybe 3 at night, right? But I'm about to go to sleep. And then it's like, sometimes it's like, it goes from 1 to 3 to 4 to 5. I'm like, holy shit, I need to go to sleep. But it just keeps getting better and better and better.
Do you watch them in English or in Spanish?
Spanish. Oh, no, English. I'm sorry. English. I don't give a fuck what people say. Oh, Japanese, you wag, you got to watch it. Nah, fuck you.
You miss some things, bro. You miss some things. It's hard reading and...
Reading, exactly. I missed the point. It's like, it's whatever. Like Dragon Ball Z, I'm watching that shit in English. Like, you know, I'm already used to the Japanese voice is just too squeaky to me. I just don't... I can't.
Some people like that stuff, bro.
They do, and it's fine. But the first episodes I watched when I was a kid was in English, so it's what I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't want to read and have to be like, oh, what's going on? And like, you know, so.
But the struggle back in the day when we were watching Dragon Ball Z is like, if you found it on the internet, it was in Spanish, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I remember watching...
I used to watch it on Cartoon Network.
That's what
Toonami.
But here's the thing, bro. I'd watch Toonami
at
and
5,
it's like, yeah, right after school.
1 episode, that's it.
But the thing is, like, you'd watch the Dragon Ball Z arc and then Goku would be like about to turn Super Saiyan and then he's back to fighting Vegeta again. And they do that all the time. And then I went to go visit my friends and my family in Mexico and I'm like, yo, what is this? They're fighting some pink dude. Like
Majin Buu?
Yeah, they're Majin Buu. I'm like, dude, you guys are like 6 years ahead. Like, what's going on over here? And I'm over here watching reruns of Frieza Saga. Like,
now we have it, you know.
Now we're up to date every day.
Right.
Every day.
It's interesting to see. I'm curious to see where they're going to take it. I just feel like they're pressured. The Dragon Ball Z franchise is pressured.
I think they're coming out with more episodes.
So we'll see.
And the thing I liked about the movie that I didn't bring up before is I like this movie because they made it they told the story with it. You know, and it was like the funny part is like, oh, typical Piccolo, you know, having to take care of his son.
I was laughing. I was really
like that part of it was, you know,
the humor.
That's what I liked about it. The power-ups, of course, is kind of corny, but the way they were able to make it kind of seem realistic, like, oh, there goes Gohan, and then Gohan finally had a cool little.
Bro,
moment.
I was so pissed and super like the whole saga. I was like, why is Gohan such a wimp, bro? Where is the Gohan that's just like a G? And they made him look so wimp, like, I got to take care of family and this and that. So now, hopefully, going forward, we can see a legit Gohan that can be a G.
Don't just give him the power up for no reason, right?
Yeah, like, don't just be like, oh, he's powered up, that's it, that's his spotlight. Go back to being a dad and doing, like, university stuff. And it's like, nah, bro, give us the Gohan that can do both. We're cool with that. I mean... I remember the Broly movies, you know, the OG ones where Gohan and the Goten and Trunks are out just doing dumb shit, and then
that one was whack.
It was whack, but I just like the fact that they gave Gohan
him the story.
They gave him the spotlight. Yes, I just feel like they didn't know what to do with Broly.
Yeah,
they just didn't know.
You're just like Bio Broly, like come on.
Yes,
bro,
and it's like the first movie was cool, the OG one, and then they came out with the second one,
right.
And then the third one was just hot garbage.
But
like
the fourth one.
Oh, the last one that came out, yeah. They needed a revamp
that
of
one
him.
was goated.
And they need to put him in the actual series. Like, we need more of Broly and what he can do.
Well, he comes out in the new movie, so I'm assuming that they're going to start implementing him,
Yeah, he did. So, yeah. He's more like an ally now, which is kind of interesting. But
yeah. Well, if you had to give yourself an anime character for your podcasting space, like, which anime character are you right now?
They should bring back Janemba.
Janemba?
No, they should bring him back. I'm just saying because
so?
he's so, yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah.
As an episode, not a movie. Couple of episodes, but if I had to be a character, an anime character, bro, I'd probably be Itachi, bro. I like the Sharingan. Yeah, I just want to be able to see shit, and you know what I'm saying.
That's a good one.
Because I feel like with the Demon Slayers, as fan as I am, they depend on the sword a lot. So if they take that away from me, then it's like, what am I good for? You know. I haven't gotten to that part where if like I'm always curious, like, what if they take their swords away? What can they do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With Naruto, with the, you know, you got the Genjutsu, you got the all these crazy, you know, all the spells and shit, you know, so you have more to offer, you know, skills, taijutsu, all that crazy shit. So, what about you, bro?
I'll be Saitama from One Punch Man, bro.
Yeah.
You would watch One Punch Man?
Nah, I haven't.
Dude, that's just...
I heard he's like OP, this like funny superhero.
That's
that can
the comedy side of it. This is like an anime that you don't want to take too serious, but it's kind of like funny watching the dilemma of someone who's like, who ended up becoming the world's strongest and kind of like loses his purpose a little bit. But then he has like a guy who sees him for what he is. Like, dude, you're OP. You be my sensei. And he's kind of like, yeah, sure. And then in the real world, nobody knows that he is the most OP. They kind of give the follower of that guy like the S rank. And that's kind of how it goes. Like, he's just like, man, I become the world's powerful and I can't find anybody that will match my strength. What is life? And that's basically it. Like,
kind of like on some Hancock.
Kind of.
Like, I've been here for years and years and years. I got this crazy power. The world is just boring to me at this point because there's nobody that can match my energy.
That's One Punch Man for you. But it's funny. It's funny. It's short. First season is 12 episodes.
Yeah.
That's all you need to fall in love with it, honestly. So
I got a lot in my hands. Yeah. I'm excited, though.
Do you have anything to leave us with, man, bro? This has been great.
Bro, how long have we been here?
146.
Is this your longest podcast?
Nah, bro.
What's your longest? 2 hours? Holy shit.
3 hours, dude. I forgot.
Bro, do you edit on the laptop?
No. I have a desktop.
Is it equipped? Because I know my brother edits on my laptop and I have my desktop. But when it's the laptop, after the hour and after it hits like close to the 2 hour mark, it struggles.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to my laptop. So I had to at one point make a decision. Do I want a laptop or do I want a desktop? And I had to go with the desktop. It
depends if you get it decked out. Because that's what I'm looking at it. My desktop needs an upgrade eventually because it's old. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, looking at those Apple fucking...
That's too much, bro.
It's a lot.
Laptops are great because you're portable, and then when you're going to
because I want a monitor, yeah.
But I just got like a good $900 desktop, a nice monitor, wireless keyboard, and that does the work, dude. And
but see, I'm into the Apple ecosystem because it's AirDrop, and I can transfer from this computer to that computer. That's where they get me, and that's where they get you because I gotta pay a pretty penny for those if I want to get the decked out laptop. That's what I'm thinking. So I want to get the decked out laptop. Dock it up, have a monitor, keyboard, and that's versatility. That keeps me. But I want a laptop too because you get that advantage of being able to do edit. Just get a monitor. As long as the laptop is powerful, you can get the monitor, the keyboard, and all that good jazz, and then you have that versatility. Yeah. So that's what my brother does. He has my laptop. He's using my laptop, but he has the monitor, keyboard, so it's like a desktop. It's just after that 2 hour mark, the laptop struggles.
Bro, I finished editing the episode that's going to come out on Wednesday. That's almost a 2 hour episode that I exported last night at 11 a.m. By the time I woke up, it was done. But before I came here, I uploaded it to YouTube, which it's probably still uploading to YouTube right now. So hopefully if nothing goes wrong, I can now create a thumbnail and create the descriptions. But if I go back, which has happened before, play the YouTube
You're talking about tomorrow's episode?
Wednesday. No, I'm cutting it close, bro. Normally I do this by Monday.
You write two, bro.
If all else fails, I can put out the audio and then the video can come out on Friday. I'm putting something
Worst
out
comes
on
to worst, right?
Worst comes to worst.
Right.
Here's the audio. But yeah, dude, it's a game changer having an audio podcast turn into a video podcast. I've spoken to a couple of my audio podcast friends and I'm just like, you
limit yourself.
I kind of. I don't want to say that you don't, but it's like it's a hack. Mm-hmm. It's a hack, and then it is a hack. But what you do with that video? So I have a lot of long form content, but I don't have time to make clips.
Yeah, and you can repurpose. That's the thing of the video. You can repurpose your content, and it's like there's people like we have our audience of people that just listen to us on Spotify, and they're like sometimes they're in school, some at work. That's fine, but then we have the video people that like to visualize and. And then like I said, you repurpose that content. So I know it's time consuming because that's just editing the clips, especially if you have a lot of topics. Like from here, you can probably get a good 6-8 clips that are like spot on, but it's like another editing.
It's a process.
Another editing session.
I'm curious to how your brother does it because what I do when I'm editing the full podcast is I'll bookmark it. I use Premiere Pro, so I hit the B button and M button and it opens up the marker.
Yeah.
And then whenever I open up the marker, I'll click on it and be like, anime. So then when I go back, I'll look at... But it's just like... See, I'm putting out the episode tomorrow. When do I have time to put out clips? You know what I'm saying? So bro. It's just... It's another...
That's why I think as you go, start looking at the editor as you go. Because, right now you can probably thug it out for a couple of months and stuff. But eventually, as you want to evolve and you're taking this just as serious as any other thing, you eventually need an editor. Yeah. That's how you're going to take this to the next level, I feel like. Because right now you got a lot on your plate.
Dude, I got 2 kids. My son just started going to elementary school. I take him to school, come back, pick him up if my wife can't. I'm primarily the one that picks him up. I work from home from 12 to 8, I'm at home all day. But it doesn't give me much time to do much while I'm working. So I'm basically home all day. Yeah. That's it. And then we were bringing all this stuff up about video and audio podcast. You were putting out your video podcast on Spotify.
I stopped it.
What was the thought behind that,
bro? It's just it's too much time. too much time consuming. Like you telling me I have to wait on average 3 hours for it to upload on YouTube. And I think Anchor takes longer, like 5 hours. I'm not doing that, bro.
It wasn't because you can't monetize the same on Spotify for the video?
No, I don't think it was that. I didn't really look into those numbers like that, but I just like, nah, let's have, like, if you wanted the visual experience, because I don't even like it on Spotify. Because if I watch the Joe Rogan podcast, I can't comment on it. There's no way for you to build community.
If I wanted to comment on your stuff, I'd have to go on YouTube.
You have to, right? And it's like certain things I'll be like, and I'm aware that people are listening. So I'll be like, oh, right now we're looking at this screen. Like when we turn on the TV and look at something like right now. So if you want to see what we're looking at, go to the YouTube, you know? So it's like gives people, you know, a
little bit of,
it was just too much for me. I'm like, it's just a lot to edit or upload as far as upload times. And that's my computer. That's just like, I like it to edit or upload and not do anything else with it, to not put more stress to it. Let it upload, let it do its thing, but it's like, damn, it takes forever.
Yeah, dude. Or when you have multiple projects, and exporting, and you need to work on
you do the audio only, it's minutes.
Honestly,
it's already ready.
If you're not even going to edit,
that's it.
This is ready as soon as I get done talking.
Yeah. Do you tweak the audio? Like,
I used to.
Because I know you go on, if you do the multi-band, you add that effect to audio, you can tweak that. And it sounds a lot clearer, a lot crispier. Then dynamics is one that you put dynamics and drag it to, and then you hit the effects, and you put the. I gotta show you, bro.
This is on Premiere or on Audition?
Premiere. You have Premiere?
I have Premiere, yeah.
Yeah, I do everything on Premiere because it gives you like the basics, and I'll show you. It's just gonna make your sound.
I need that because my mic picks up what you say, and your mic picks up what I say. But there is a way to kind of like peak it.
Right.
Like if it's not this loud, don't have it. I know, but I just don't know. It's kind of like, bro, Premiere Pro is just huge, man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I remember when I first started editing, I used to try to go J cut, L cut, this one, until I learned how to synchronize. And then when I learned how to multicam edit, multicam editing enabled was a game changer for me.
What's that?
Whenever you take your 3 clips, you synchronize everything. I have 3 cams, and then I synchronize them by the audio. I nest them all. So I select the whole video track, only the video, and I nest them. It turns it into one. And then once it becomes one timeline, I'll enable multicam editing, which is just like a few buttons. And then I'll click the screen, and it'll bring up all 3 cameras.
All 3 clips. Oh, you got to show me that.
If you're not doing this, bro, I'm about to change your world, bro.
Oh, shit.
And then you start.
We do the traditional way, all the 3 angles. Cut.
Lord have mercy.
If you're making, bro, put me on.
Lord have mercy, bro. I'm about to save your brother some time. It takes me the longest to synchronize everything. Once I have everything lined up,
then it just flows.
You take the videos, you nest them, turn them into one. You turn on multicam editing, and it'll show me my 3 here, and then the preview, what you'll see. I'll hit play, and then when I hit play, if I'm talking, I'll hit camera 1. I'll hit the 1, and then it'll jump from 1. And then what I do is I'll individually put our mics on the timeline. So
it saves you time from cutting and
no cutting.
All you have to do is press buttons. Like if this person's talking, that camera, dun, 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 dun. Oh,
I'll put our audios down. So it'll be Darwin's audio, my audio, the mic track. And then I'll change them colors. I'll expand it a little bit so that when my audio peaks, I know that I talk. When your audio peaks, I know that you talk. So I kind of gauge the audio only. And right before mine peaks, I'll hit camera 1. And then, look, I'm talking for 5 minutes. Maybe Darwin says something for 2 seconds. I probably won't put the camera to him because this is the guy that's speaking. But when you come, camera 2. And I basically rewatch the whole podcast just clicking 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Depending on who's talking.
Ooh, let's get a wide. 3, 1, 2. And you basically just play it all the way through. And then once you play it all the way through, it basically just made the cuts for you.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay. Damn, that's a game changer. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Bro, that will make everything so much easier. And then after that, you can individually go into the clips and color them or whatever you need to. But that right there made everything so much easier, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. Damn.
That's the thing about Premiere Pro. There's so many things in there that you just never know.
Right.
I remember when I used to hit C to cut, and I'd move over, and then I learned about the W button. Cuts everything to the left. Hit the J button, everything to the right next to it, just automatically just poop, and it just drags it over. Just little things like that, bro. You need to get on, dude.
Yeah, for real. Because like I said, I mean, those little effects, like the multitasking, the multi-cam, and then the dynamics keeps it where it's all leveled out. So the lows, it brings it up. The highs, it brings it down. It keeps it leveled. You have a limiter where if it peaks very high, it kind of like, okay, you're not going to pass that range. decibels and stuff like that. But
that's what I need to do too. We're gonna switch that out, bro. And that's why it would be great for all of us to get together and share like our podcasting tips. Like, bro. What do you use? Oh, well, I use Anchor. Well, I use a different RSS feed because
Anchor's been great, bro.
Honestly,
Anchor's been great, and I mean, you have the ability to monetize from the jump, and it's just a matter of growing it. And it's like it's free. They don't keep the full rights to it. Like, it's great. Like, love it.
That's
been using it.
I need to enable my monetization. I haven't yet, but
create the little ad, bro. Make it short, less than a minute. That's it.
How much you get paid for? Is it per 1,000?
It's $10 or something like that.
That's not bad though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I have 6,000. It's not a lot, but I mean 6,000 in a year.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna grow. I mean that's just you know what I'm saying. But that number adds up, and like you never know when your time is up. So I would turn that on, record that episode, and that's only for the audio part. You don't even have to put it on the YouTube. You just have the clip already or the audio already pre-recorded, and you just drag it to the audio version. When you export the audio only, just add it to it. That's it.
Easy, huh?
And I think, all you have to do is upload it to Anchor. So you upload that ad to Anchor, and then
they automatically
it has the ad tab. Do you want to add pre-ad? Boom. That's it.
I need to, bro, because I've been thinking about ways to monetize it, and I was talking to my wife about creating a Patreon. Now that I have 5 episodes in the bank, maybe for the people that don't want to wait, they can tap on and I'll have the pre-recorded ones as well. But I also thought it'd be interesting for me to allow people that want to support me. So if I create a Patreon for $1 and you just get maybe the episodes a little bit sooner, well, that's a little bit easier for me to be like, I like what Darwin's doing. I support what Darwin's doing. I can give him $1 a month. So let me just sign up for the Patreon. Little things like that, being able to do that. I want to do some merch, but bro, merch is so hard to deal with, bro. It's easy to get the shirts.
I'm due for a redesign and do something different because I have this only, and I'm like, fuck, where do I take the time to do that? And I want to do some Christmas stuff. But bro, that's a whole different animal of itself. Like I need to hire somebody specifically to take care of that, to take care of the designs, keep it fresh all the time, promote it. It's just another thing. But on the Patreon, bro, we thought about it too, but it's just like right now we got so much going on, which like my homie, one of the co-hosts is in the military, the other one's driving trucks, so sometimes he can't be on there. So I don't want to have the pressure of starting a Patreon and not giving the people the extra content, because that's what we're thinking. Like, you know, maybe we have a $5 tier where we give them extra perks, a chat, stuff like that. And I'm like, fuck, I just don't want that pressure, because once they start paying us, like, then we got to do
now you really have a responsibility.
Now you have to do the extra, and I don't want to get to that point of burnout, but then you're trying to find ways to monetize, and it's like, shit, you know. Like,
maybe if you just paint it like that, like, look, man, my Patreon's $1. You might not get much, but this is your way of supporting me. Yeah, even if it's just...
But, yeah, I mean, I feel like for you, bro, try to find a way where you can do... Because I think $1 not going to... You got to keep in mind they get their cut, too, so you're going to get... So think of minimum $5, and, I mean, shit, whoever wants to support, I mean, $5 is not... Every month is whenever you can, you know what I'm saying? Find ways to start creating your, like a Venmo or Cash App, where you just throw it in there. Like, hey, if you guys want to donate, here's our Venmo, mas Futbol, or whatever, you know.
What do you think about the merch? I've tampered with the merch, dude, and we're gonna have to get off here in a second because my shift starts at 12.
No, you're good. You're 12, good.
You know what I'm saying?
It's 12. Oh
yeah,
shit,
dude, it's 12. So I'm gonna be late. But there's people that like will manage that for you. To where, like, if you have something on an extension on your website where I buy a shirt from you, it automatically gets sent to these people who have a warehouse, who have the shirt, who print it out. Yeah, but you only get like 15% of the stuff.
It's not bad. They'll tell you. So, like, you can try Teespring, which is like the easy one. Try them, and they'll give you, like, if you sell it for this much, this is your cut, and it's pretty decent, and they take care of everything. So look into that. I mean, upload your designs, and
see what happens, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you $25 for a shirt, and I'll tell you like your profits are $7 or $8 per t-shirt you sell. So yeah, it's pretty good. So I would try that. But yeah, we definitely got to schedule where when we both edit, I can give you the tips, and
I'll try to find a good video to send it to you. There's a video that I found that just broke it down, because it literally will take you 4 clicks after you synchronize everything. That's it. And then you start editing like that. So I'll send that to you. But
let's chop it up.
Bro, I apologize for having to leave.
No, you're good, bro. We here for what? Almost 2 hours? Shit.
2 hours and 43 minutes. So I think one of these stopped recording. Is this one still recording? Nah, we're good. We're Gucci, bro. We're Gucci.
But yeah, appreciate you for having me, bro. This was fun. Talked about everything,
bro.
You know
if you've been listening to the podcast, I appreciate you guys for listening this far. Darwin, bro, drop some links. Like, where can we find you?
Personal Instagram is Darwin, Darwin TV with 2 V's and an underscore. If you want to listen to my Spanish podcast, it's Patabajo right here. Patabajo el Podcast. There we talk about everything, Latin culture.
Hit us with the intro real quick, bro.
Estamos en vivo y a todo color. And then you have the applause. Yep. That's fun, bro. I love that.
We're gonna end it like that, bro.
That's it.
Say it again, one more time.
Estamos en vivo y a todo color. Más Futbol del Podcast. Let's go.